Welcome back to Derringers and Desperadoes. Had to remember which one we were actually recording because there's been a lot to happen since the last episode. This is our pre-recorded episodes of the Western based in D&D, so hope you are ready for that. Hope you are ready to go along for the ride. This is going to be something else. Few quick reminders. Here in real life, as we're recording, we've made some changes. You may have already seen them in past episodes. So I'm just going to recap what those changes are. We are no longer live streaming these episodes on Twitch on the rotating monthly, weekly basis. We are only doing these on YouTube, so they are YouTube exclusives, which means that you're finding this on YouTube. So good for you. If you're here, I hope that you have hit the like and subscribe. And
please comment how you found us.
Please comment how you found us, and make sure you've turned on notifications so that you'll know when these episodes and any of the video content that we create anywhere else goes live on YouTube. We do also run a Discord server that lets you guys know what the broadcast schedule is going to be. Typically for the live streams of our main campaign over on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/casualcactus. I don't have a slide for you for that just yet. I will fix that. In the meantime, be sure that you're catching us over there on our weekly campaigns, the live campaigns that we're doing. And we will catch you guys over there for our main campaign. What else do I need to tell you? Hit the Discord, hit the YouTube because you're here. I think that's all I'm going to say as far as announcements go, and we can turn it right over to the DM for today, Brayden. Brayden, do take it away.
Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to
Dungeons and Desperadoes.
Dungeons and Dragons. Welcome to Derringers and Desperadoes.
There it is. Different D&D.
Yes. You see, the reason I don't know is because I'm not the one that named it. That was a Keith original, which I love, but, occasionally I forget. So...
And it doesn't help that you're wearing a Dungeons and Dragons shirt.
Actually, it might be that I looked at myself just like, all right, do I look good in the camera? And I just saw the Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt, and I was like, okay, it's now in my brain.
Yep, it happens.
So, I'm going to go through the last 3-episode chunk that we did, so then we all remember what happened. So, we begin by... the group talking to a lily on the water, the elven woman who you guys were told would be able to help you get to what is the world tree. Talking to her, she told you about the, I have to remember how to pronounce this, the Yggdrasabent... Yeah, the Yggdrasabent tree.
Gesundheit.
Yeah, I know.
You did this to yourself.
I did this to myself. Jared can attest that I have made some very terrible naming conventions in the past. But
I'm just going to call it the Y tree.
The Y tree?
The Y tree.
The Y tree.
Why?
Why?
I'm actually going to write that down because that's actually a decent pseudonym I can use. So, Lily in the Water told you that she would be able to help you get to, or like would be able to help you with that, but you would have to wait for
what was it? The
new moon. The new moon.
It was one
stating that nothing would be able to see you, or something like that. In the essence of that. So you guys decided while you were waiting for the 2 weeks to get some profit. You headed back to the town of Timberpine, talked a little bit with the marshal, and then decided to go look for some of the gangs that were in the area. You guys did find, were ambushed, well, sort of you ambushed, they ambushed you,
We all
sort of
ambushed
Everybody
together.
one of the gangs, which culminated to an amazing combat, I might add, where you guys ambushed round 2. There you not kidnapped, but you took prisoner a gambler as well as 2 small-time guys, sending the 2 small guys to be one of the small guys to turn in one of the other guys. And then you asked the gambler to send a message back to the leader of the Astrani gang. Following him, you discovered their camp, which they quickly took down, as well as seeing them put a steamer trunk chest into the local lake. You waited for them to leave. The main gang left, heading towards the Fool's Gold encampment, while Miss Astrani and the gambler Philip Negrano headed towards Timberpine. You got to the steamer trunk in the lake and found that it was filled with 42 pounds of gold, or the equivalent to 13,440 gold, or dollars. You took some of it.
Left 40 pounds hidden in a cache.
You then returned back to Timberpine. We're heading back to Timberpine and cut off Mrs. Strani, who you turned her into the marshal's office. You then, and then there was a trial. Well, I say it was a trial. It was more of just a formality, and she was declared not guilty.
It was wonderful. I stayed to watch. It was wonderful.
You guys then bought some gear with the 2 pounds of gold, and then
And horses.
and horses.
And horses.
Yeah, we bought horses.
You then rode back up to Fool's Gold and were doing some investigatory work about some of the local gangs and all of that. One of the things that did catch your eye as semi-weird was that there was a man at a cliff.
Yep.
Yeah.
You went to go talk to this mysterious figure who was just painting and had several paintings of tragedies, i.e. many of the burnings or dots where other gangs might have done some work. Trying to ascertain what was going on, his latest painting showed that tonight one of the tents would be set on fire, and he sort of disappeared in a vision of an orange circle or iris. So
So he Sauroned himself?
kind of, yeah.
As one does.
As
As
one does.
Yeah.
So, that is where we are at. However, we have to go back in time a little bit.
Yep.
Prof.
3 days, right?
Prof. You've been just chilling out in Timberpine,
Hiding from
looking,
your-
waiting for
I've just been
messages
sitting
and
at the
whatnot.
Telegram station the whole time.
You did get a telegram.
Mhm.
I do not have the telegram message.
I was trying to figure out where you sent. I know you sent it to me.
Ah, here it is. Luckily, I do keep notes. I do not, however, keep the map of the local area in my notes. Ruh-roh.
Did you bring the map with you?
No. Of all of the things, that was the one thing I forgot. I even know exactly where it is.
I'll just read this out both for the video as well as everybody else. Professor James Lighty, work under new management, left town with Uncle Morgan to see cousin Sierra, Anna Marie.
Yeah, what does that mean?
That the one that we left behind is busy with the sheriff after they got run out of town, going to go see.
Mm-hmm.
Sierra was the.
Sierra is a town to the
That's right.
northeast, about a week from Mesa Springs.
Okay, and that is not where the voodoo lady lived.
No.
Okay. Oh, Danny was the one that sent it to me. That's why. I was looking through all my messages with Braden. I was like, I don't know where this was. I know I saw it. Pretty sure he sent it to me. That you sent it to me.
So, the last couple of days of just you've been waiting for that. You did share that with them as they came into town. You actually saw a very interesting trial that morning, and decided to continue to stay into town for a little while, just in case there were other messages. About an hour after your friends have left, you are sort of just have the town to yourself for the most part. Haven't seen the Pinkerton in a while.
I imagine I'm basically just posting up for the next couple of days. I get my whiskey and my rations or whatever, and I'm just gonna post up in the telegram station with a gun aimed at the door in case my Pinkerton friend decides to walk into a hail of bullets or a shotgun blast.
What's your passive perception?
14.
14, okay. Something sort of like triggers back into like the primal part of your brain. And it's 'cause it's like quiet. And you look out the window, and the reason you're always aware that it's, not as quiet is because like across from sort of like the big dirted like area that makes up like one of Timber Pine's like main streets before it curves around to another section of the city. Across from the Telegram, right where the mill is, there's sort of that small like saloon, tavern, sort of like the workers' little hangout place.
That's where the picketing was going on, right?
Yes.
The strike.
And it's always loud because people are drinking, people are having a good time, people are also shouting for better things. For the last little bit, it's been quiet. For the first time in 4 days? 4 or 3 days that you guys have been here.
What is his name? Kilroy?
Just the nose.
You see just people sitting and chilling. All of the signs are just like either like on the ground or leaning, and people are just like sitting, laying down.
I don't dare. I really want to go figure out what's going on, but also it's not worth the risk when I know that there's at least one big Pinkerton in town who is probably real upset with me, so.
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out. Again, gun just trained on the door, listening for any messages coming in, and watching out the window.
Well, speaking of watching out the window, you actually do see your friend the Pinkerton.
He's looking at you.
Just staring.
You see, he is currently trying to drag himself out of the worker saloon.
Drag himself?
Yes.
Like, is he hurt?
Make a perception check.
He's fine, other than his intestines being out in the open.
17.
17. He doesn't seem to be injured.
Okay. Oh,
But he's just like with one hand like trying to crawl his way out of the saloon.
Does he look drunk?
From the distance you're at, it's hard to tell.
Damn it. I get my big gun, put it back on its strap because I can't carry it normally and like walk normally, so I'll put it back on my back. And then I will head that way. I'm going to go and check up on this Pinkerton because
As you're about like halfway there, you see he just
Like-
stops moving. Like
plants in the ground.
plants
or-
in the ground, yeah.
All right, new plan. So I'm going to reach into my bags. I'm going to pull out 3 or 4 large bandages. I'm going to wrap those
Yeah.
so that I've got my face covered
Okay.
in case this is some sort of a gaseous effect. And then I'm going to just sort of like sneak forward. I don't have any way to like detect magic or whatever, but I am
Right.
trying to like.
Okay.
I suspect that there's either some sort of a gas leak that's putting people out,
Mm-hmm.
or, you know, being that this is a mining town, if they hit a pocket of natural gas. So I'm going to sneak forward. It's because it's either going to be like natural gas that's put everybody out, and I need to get everybody out, or it's magic, which I have no way to deal with without the magic people here.
Right. As you begin to approach, about 15 feet before you get to him, you sort of start feeling lethargic.
I'm backing up.
Please make a wisdom saving throw, please.
19.
19. Yeah. You feel yourself just like, just feeling like lazy.
Slothful even.
Slothful even, yeah.
Yeah, no, backing up.
Yeah.
And I am going back into the telegram station,
Yeah.
and I am sending a return message,
Alright.
but I'm going to send it to Sierra. And I assume that I don't have to pay for anything because I'm the one watching.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send a quick message,
Mm-hmm.
and it's gonna say is Anna Marie. Wait, what is this? This is Timber Pine, right?
Yes.
All it says is send help.
Timber Pine Sloth. That's all it's gonna say.
It's the timber pine sloth.
3 toes.
Okay.
And then I'm going to probably. Damn, I don't really know. I don't know if I can actually help anybody. I'm gonna think back to my cowboy stuff, my training for out west,
Uh-huh.
and I'm gonna think, can I figure out how to tie a lasso? I have rope.
Ooh,
I don't know if I can
interesting.
tie a lasso.
How hard could it be, right?
Right, it's just like a loop on a stick or on a string rather.
Get him! He's got a noose.
I don't know what specifically skill I'm gonna think of, so just roll a d20 and let's see where it lands.
18.
Okay. Whatever skill you decide to use, looking back, you remember some grizzled old leather beaten dude who taught you how to do a lasso, which technically you don't even have to tie. You can take the rope and just loop it on itself, and then with smaller string, you can just go around and make a tight loop on the end, and then just get the string off to there. So you take a minute, and you're able to do that. Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back outside, even though I really don't want to.
Okay.
Any motion?
Not around the workers' saloon. You do see like the rest of the town seems fine.
Okay.
As you watch, you do see a couple of patrons who might be entering into the workers' saloon. When they get about 20 feet to the door, they sort of get very like lethargic and just slow and just and then well, let's see. They are able to get into the saloon, but barely, and disappear into the opening.
All right. Anybody that is close enough, we're gonna try to lasso and pull out of that radius.
That would probably, the closest person would probably be the Pinkerton.
Okay, that's what we're doing.
So, Alright, roll a d20. We'll see where it lands.
5.
You're not able to get to the distance or get accurate enough to try and lasso him.
Dang it. I'll try again.
Yep.
Nothing. Alright. So, is there anybody, like, clearly around that might be headed that direction? Or because I'm going to try to stop anybody from getting too close.
Mhm.
But also, you know, these people might be more equipped to use this lasso than I am.
We'll say that there's like a gentleman heading in your direction. Looks like he's coming in for a drink.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
Excuse me. I
Yeah?
think there might be a gas leak.
A gas leak? Why is everyone just lying down?
Gas leak.
Alright.
Can you? I need to like pull as many people out as I can.
Oh, sure, I'll see what I can do.
Why don't you just hold your breath, go in and grab
I still have like the full thing on.
Okay. Yeah, he being much more excelling with ropes, is able to get around the Pinkerton enough that you both can just like pull him out over the radius. When he's out of that 15 feet, he instantly like wakes up and is like, "Oh, what happened?"
Are you okay?
How no? Give me a minute to figure out what the hell just happened.
Well, I can tell you some of what just happened. But this gentleman just saved your life.
The guy sort of like waves.
So, that being said, I might need your help.
All right.
Because everybody in that building is gonna die.
Okay. What? He seems very confused, but also in that essence of like trying to wake up. It seems.
Yeah. He may not have recognized me yet, which is beneficial. So, there is something in there that is going to kill everybody within a certain radius. I need your help to get as many people out as we can. I'm going to leave this rope tied to your leg. If you pass out again, I will pull you back and we'll get you out of this.
All right.
Go get him.
He will just seeing that you've got stuff around. He'll just like pull out a handkerchief and put it around his.
I don't know if it'll
his
help,
nose as
but it
well.
can't hurt.
Okay. Okay. And he goes in.
Alright, as soon as he's got somebody, we're going to drag them all back.
Yeah. He's got like two people that he's like.
Oh, is he able to like walk through?
He's
Okay.
able to walk through. However, his movement is slow.
Don't like this. How are you feeling? You okay?
Fine. And makes his way out of the radius with two individuals. As soon as they're out of like the radius or whatever, they kind of come back to consciousness. Oh, what happened?
Lay down. Rest for a minute.
Dude, it is weird in there. There is a dude slumped on a table, snoring like nothing, and a woman who's just enjoying a bowl of soup.
Oh, a woman. That's...
Attractive.
And there is people passed out everywhere. Some of them have smiles on their faces. What the hell is going on?
Well, at first I thought gas leak, but it's actually something magical that we want to avoid because we can't beat right now.
Alright.
You want to grab some more folks? I promise that I will get you out alive.
Alright. He goes back in.
You have no good reason to listen to me.
Well, you say that. He gets about 5 feet and
Oh no.
Waiting
Alright.
for that.
pulling back out. Ugh! You gotta tell me there's another way.
If I knew of one, I would...
Well, if it's magic, can't we just, like, stop whoever's
Can't
doing the
do
magic?
Unmagic it.
No. Oh,
He
hell.
could try. The Pinkerton could try.
Yeah, I'd say... nope. You don't have a posse big enough for this thing.
Best way to dispel magic is don't believe in it.
Yes, oh,
All right, you just want me to keep towing people out of there then?
If you would, I won't make it very far in there.
All right, give me a second. And once again, he goes about 10 feet and boom.
I'll pull him back out. All right, take a rest. Take a rest.
I'm doing a lot more than I'm wanting to.
I know. But give it a minute, see if we can get you a better shot at this. I'm real worried about all those folks in there. Is that other guy still here?
Yeah, he's sort of like helping the other two guys that got pulled out.
Do you want to give it a shot?
I mean, I suppose.
One, two is a strong word.
1, 2 is a strong word.
Go ahead and tie him to the rope instead.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay.
It's like people fishing.
Oh, hot damn. He's fine. He seems perfectly fine.
Huh.
He just goes in there and oh, okay. A couple long moments pass.
I'm just waiting for a tug on the rope that says he's passed out.
You don't feel a tug or anything like that.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is getting
You start pulling, and as you drag him, you see he has fallen over from you pulling him, and you're just dragging him like backwards.
Is he passed out?
No,
What's wrong?
he does not reply. You continue to pull.
Yeah.
I see he gets about like 5 feet. All he has is just this massive grin on his face, and is just like looking like in the middle distance up. You pull him out?
Yeah, I'll pull him out of the...
Oh.
You okay?
Yep.
I'm fine.
You should send me in there.
No, I want to go back.
But I should probably go get more people, right?
Yeah, maybe do the folks that are out here with the
That's
sounds.
fine.
No, there's more.
Yeah,
inside.
I can do that. Yeah. He doesn't even get a foot out before.
There's got to be a better way to do this.
Yes.
As a
Probably
matter of
is.
fact, there is.
Okay. Anybody else have any ideas?
Why don't you try going in?
You do it.
We'll pull
You do
you
it.
out, I promise.
Okay.
Okay.
Do no harm. Do no harm.
Do no harm.
Wrapped around myself. Nose covered.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a small sip of whiskey.
Okay.
This is such a bad idea.
That's good small.
It's sun-kissed, by the way.
For those of you currently concerned about our
Those
players'
great.
Okay. Wish me luck. I was gonna say I was gonna take off quickly, but I'm not because I don't want to land on my face.
That's a good plan.
So
As you-
keep my hands out in front of me a little bit.
As you enter in, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw as you feel very lethargic, slow, and lazy.
15 plus 1 is 16.
16. Okay. You are able to move forward. Where are you heading to? Into the saloon? Okay.
Nope, I am getting the people outside out of this radius first.
Alright. I'll say with that 16, you are able to get all of the people out. There's maybe like 7 people, so you take a couple minutes to get them out.
Okay. That was awful. I'll look back at my finger. What was his name again? Something with a rock?
Merle Granite.
Granite. Mr. Granite? Are you ready to go back in there?
I mean, you've been doing alright so far.
But you're doing so good.
It doesn't even affect you. Probably them multi-layers on your face.
Damn it. Alright. Wish me luck. And I guess I'm gonna try
All
to
right.
go into the saloon.
You enter into the saloon. It's as you see it. However, you
Don't
can
make
actually
eye
see
contact.
you can actually see like the top 6 feet of the where opposed like it was usually a standing room and you weren't able to see like the decor or everything. You can now very clearly see like the top 6 from like the roof down, like the 6 feet all around. Only because everyone is either lying down or sitting down. You see that there are just people sprawled on tables, sprawled on the floor, and everyone is either passed out or just sitting with that smile and looking off into the middle distance. You do see, sort of in the center of the room, in one of the center tables, you see somewhere in the middle between skinny and fat, sort of a bloke just sitting with his back on the table, snoring heavily. Sort of like this sort of youngish sort of individual, sort of like a beard that has just been going on for too long, sort of like thin and patchy. Hair is unkept, kind of like slightly dirtied. Clothes that are like very loose, like kind of pajama-esque, but like comfortable. And they're sitting at the table of him. You see a woman, beautiful, sort of
Terrifying.
beautiful, sort of like beautiful, but like also homely as well. Like, with her bluish, greenish, brownish colored eyes, with her reddish, blonde, black, brown hair. And you realize only that because it's like gently imperceivable that it just gently moves between each shade, like gently, like a mood ring or like one of those like coffee mugs that gently like turn with like heat.
Yeah.
She's from Warbreaker.
Oh, good.
And she's sitting there eating like some soup out of a bowl, and she looks towards you, and I need you to make a charisma saving throw.
Oh no!
Charisma?
Yes.
17.
17. Okay. Pervasive thoughts begin to enter your mind. However, Prof, you were able to fight them off. And you begin to understand that you probably know what these are at this point. The sin of lust doesn't necessarily need to be physical. It seems like she's able to implant. It's sort of like hypnosis, except she's making them believe that she is doing stuff to them. That is what the
Yeah.
sort of smiled, middling look is. That they are currently in a throe of passion in their mind, shall we say?
I'm pulling my hat down, like I'm being polite, but I'm just keeping it down, and we're grabbing on to folks. And meanwhile, I'm just listing dinosaurs.
In your head?
Yep. We're just
A to Z.
A to Z.
And I am grabbing whoever's closest and sort of like tugging on the rope and then backing out.
As you exit, you just hear her say, "That is fascinatingly sad."
Demonosaurus, Gigantopithecus, Iguanacolossus.
You exit out with some people. Everything going all right?
Nope.
It goes back in.
I think it's your turn.
Well, you're doing all right so far.
Yep, it's your turn.
All
I
right.
need a minute.
You exit out of the field and don't feel as slow, sort of energetic.
Put them down.
About 2 feet.
Damn it!
I see, you're built for it. You're not under its effects.
That's not true. I wish there was a better way to do this. But if they come out, we have the same problem out here. So I have to leave at least some folks in there, sacrificially.
What?
You have to help those you can help. I have no idea how to do this.
As you're debating on what you're wanting to do, you begin to see people just shuffling out.
I think it's time for me to leave. Good day, gentlemen.
Good
Ladies?
day.
And I am headed for the outskirts of town.
Okay.
I no longer wish to be here.
Okay. Where would you like to head? I mean, you could probably make it to Fool's Gold and meet up with the rest of the gang by
I have
nightfall.
no idea how to get there.
The main road.
I have no idea how to get there. So I'm basically just going off into the woods where I can see the road into town.
Yeah.
And I'm planting until until
Steven is committed to not becoming part of the actual main game today.
until I see folks coming back. And I'll keep an eye out for any kind of suspicious movement too. But like,
Are you watching
I just saw my life flash before my eyes a couple of times.
Are you
so-
watching what's going on in town too?
Yeah.
People begin shuffling out of the saloon, sort of confused and whatnot. You see at a certain point, and it's like no one even notices them. You see the woman, the man slung on her shoulder, just head over to like two horses that are like tied up. She places the one on the back, she hops on another horse, and they head out.
What direction?
That's a good question.
Fool's Gold, of course.
Well, that's a 1, so yeah, Fool's Gold.
Great. Okay. Well, that means I have to get around them and go faster. So I don't have access to a horse.
No,
We would have helped buy him a
we
horse,
met
wouldn't it?
you. We would have given you money for whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
Okay.
bought horses, so I assume you probably would have caught
So
on.
we will say that your share of the money went to horse and bardings. So.
Yeah, we are getting paid for each gang that we take down. We're getting paid $500.
Mhm.
Something like
So-
that.
Well, plus we've
Yeah,
got
plus
a-
gold.
And we've got that
plus we've got
cash,
that
yeah.
cash of gold.
Yeah.
Only $12,000 worth.
There's nothing.
It's nothing.
So I am going to have to go off road because I refused. Like I'm trying to space my distance from the road to be like the radius that I was seeing
Mhm.
from the. So I'm going to try to get around them, and I am going to try to book it down the road
All right.
ahead of them. I'm just trying to skirt around, get ahead, and take off.
You are able to do that. It does not look like they're in a hurry. Also, you believe that probably the horses are on the slower side right now. So you don't think that urgency is in their dictionary. Okay. As you head towards Fool's Gold. Move back to the main group as the sun begins to set and you've seen this weird vision from this crazy individual. You begin heading towards Fool's Gold to specifically the tent you saw that was to be burned.
Yes. And what time of day would it have been that painting was taking place?
Yeah, it was
Nighttime.
good to see. Okay.
How far are we?
A mile.
A
Let's see
mile.
what I got here.
Okay, let me do some math here real quick because I don't know.
Can I do a history check to see how well I remember the painting?
6.
To see how high like the moon would have been, to get a rough guesstimate of an idea.
Sure, go for a history.
Good man.
Oh, that's incredible. 7.
Oh dear.
You don't remember seeing the moon in the painting.
There was no moon. Stars weren't available.
That's no moon.
Now, guys, I can go all invisible like and be waiting there, and like have some kind of signal to you guys when I start seeing something out of sorts. But that way, like, nobody's gonna be avoiding it because they see us. So maybe we can catch whoever it is.
We could all be hidden.
Yeah, exactly. I can be up pretty close and be all invisible, and you guys can be kind of tucked a little farther back, hidden.
Okay, so just so I'm clarification, are we maybe not attacking, but like
We want to capture
Yes.
whoever is trying to set it ablaze so we can interrogate them as to the whereabouts of their gang.
now? What if we get there and it's a tent that people go in and out of all the time? Like, are we just gonna stop everybody and anybody who goes inside the
We
tent?
knew whose tent this was,
You do
right?
not.
Oh, we don't? Okay, never mind. Well, I guess we can. If we get down there, like, we're boogieing while we talk.
Ideally,
Um,
we will wait for someone to be in the act of setting their fire, or clearly intended
Very,
to.
very obviously, yeah. It might be one of those things where we can talk to the person whose tent it is first and just be like, well, hi there.
We can be
Like-
tentative.
And I see what you did with that.
Wouldn't be a bard if.
There wasn't some pun.
This situation very intense.
I think
yeah.
I'm wearing off.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, because of the time difference, is this past tense?
As we're running fast.
I don't know.
The problem is the fire
How does
is
this work
future
phonetically?
tense. And both past tense and future tense have gone the route of il fuego.
Yeah.
So is it best to maybe like make ourselves known to the owner of said tent if they are in there?
What if it's an insurance?
Oh.
I asked this before, insurance scam. Never mind.
So, if you want to go talk to that person, that is perfectly fine. I can provide us with the ability to be very well hidden.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
Ask
we
without
would
a
like.
trace.
I forgot,
We've been
I
using
forgot.
this before.
It's been a
You
long
may
few
recall
days.
the ambushes that we performed.
That is true.
I assume we're having this
this
conversation as
Oh,
we're
yeah.
As we're
Yes,
running
we're
through,
fine. I forgot because all the blood is in my legs right now.
So I'm just going to go ahead and cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
And me and Cuenta are going to hide.
Okay. You guys, the sun has set at this point. As you guys make your way into the town, you can see there are a couple like little candles and lanterns lit about the place. You can see the one tent that's designated as the bar is sort of alive with people right now. And you guys head towards the specific tent. You can see most of these are like in a row. This is like the third one down to like the end.
Okay.
So you just see the tent.
I mean,
So listening closely, is there anyone? Can I hear anybody in the tent?
Well, are we all stealthing right now?
Yes.
Let's do this.
yeah.
Let's do the stealths real quick.
Let's go with this one.
Oh, jeez.
Well,
All right,
that
so that's
sucked.
gonna be
Add plus 10 as well
Plus
for
10,
pass without a
okay.
trace.
So that's good. That's good.
27.
27.
With
Was that with a plus 10?
That was with the plus 10. Yes.
with the pass without a trace, I got unnat 20.
Okay.
I rolled a freaking 5. Thank you, Winterwolf.
That is 32 for Winterwolf and 34 for Cuenta.
Okay. And,
19.
alright.
It's all still decent.
Yeah, still pretty good.
Yeah, you missed last time we got in a fight and I had to fight with melee weapons. You could have been useful for once.
Yep.
It was great. I was holding all of the stuff. I did a bush.
Yeah. You guys approach the tent. You wanted to
Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of listen and see if there was anybody already in the tent.
All right, make a perception check.
Perception. 18.
18. Okay. You listen for a little while, and then you do hear what sounds like a page turning.
Okay.
They're already lighting it. Go.
So,
All right. Yeah.
It was a page from a book of matches.
Book of matches.
All right.
page from a
So,
book of matches.
so I watch back. So I'm gonna sort of sneak around and make sure that I can. I assume that they're going to be covering the front. I want to get sort of opposite side of it so that I can watch the other side of it and make sure nobody's sneaking up from behind.
All right.
I'll have Quinn to go with you, so that
East side.
As you guys continue to watch,
I watch the front door.
you make it into town just as it gets dark.
The poor horse is lathered and sweating. Okay,
It immediately goes to the river to drink.
I'm actually gonna keep it from
Like the cartoon thing where it slurps and then it like lowers the foot.
I'm actually gonna keep him from drinking too much right away, which seems really cruel, but colic is nasty for a horse. So I hold him off until he cools down a little bit, and then I let him drink.
Yep.
And then I will walk him back to town. I assume I've got a decent lead at this point.
Make an intelligence check.
you have 5 minutes.
Intelligence?
Yes.
So 19 plus 5, unless there's anything else there.
Calculating how fast that horse is going, divided by how long it took you there, they'll be here by like mid-morning.
If they ride all night. Okay, I've got some time. I need to figure out who to talk to get everybody moved. I could really use an explosion right now.
Maybe I set a tent on fire and everybody runs.
If I start a fire, everyone will have to scatter. We're gonna capture him in the act of lighting this tent on fire.
It's not a bad idea.
I'm just imagining you face down the dirt. Tell us where the others are!
What?
You are the others.
Shoot. So it is like nighttime.
Yes.
Yeah. The sun has just set.
Oh, okay, so it's not like twilight. Okay.
Right.
What's the camp looking like? The town.
So it's a
Town is
patchwork.
generous.
Town is generous. It's like a patchwork tent camp sort of area, just in this like little dip of where the river is.
I
I have no good way to do this.
don't know if you recall, but this location is where all the gold
Was
the
being
gold seekers are.
dug. Yeah, and then it was
Um,
getting stolen on the way back.
Yeah, so this is just there is no law. This is just a collection of people trying to find gold, and everyone is paranoid about anyone else in town trying to take their gold from them.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I do is going to be seen as stealing gold. So I can't help these folks, can I?
I'm useless. Useless!
Well, and I knew that you guys were heading out to deal with bandits, yeah?
You knew we were headed here,
Okay.
but
I
yes, we
guess-
are hunting the bandits.
I will ride back through trying to stay as far away from everybody's tents as possible because I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea.
Okay.
Look at him. He's trying not to look suspicious. That's suspicious!
All right. As you begin to look around and see if you can find a solution, we'll turn back over to the other side of the group. You guys continue to wait and wait.
What's his name forgot to tell us that his drawings or his paintings are always 2 days beforehand.
They're always 2 days.
Sometimes
There's a
2
time
days,
lag.
sometimes 3 weeks. It just sort of depends.
Let's have you guys make perception checks real quick.
Would this perception check rely on hearing or smell?
Yes.
Oh, good.
20.
Nat 20.
You're doing pretty good right now.
19.
Well, I mean,
One,
the last roll was
4,
a
14.
14.
25 for me,
Okay.
and slightly less than that for Quayenta.
Okay. On a nat 20 versus their nat 20,
Oh.
you are the only one able to see, which is slightly poetic.
Because it's you.
Because you're the
Because
only one that
it's-
can ever see things.
Because, well, you see a gentleman wearing a dark long coat.
Dapper.
With sort of dark long coat with a hood built in as well. Very non-traditional. None of the rest of you see this, as it seems like this cloak is using magic.
Oh.
You see this long, when I say long coat, we're talking
Like a duster.
Like a
type.
duster.
yeah, a duster, like a black duster with a hood.
Yeah, I'm getting Assassin's
Yeah.
Creed vibes.
But yeah, very Assassin's Creed sort of thing. Just approach and stops in front of the tent and just looks at it. And you watch as just pulling from inside the jacket, you see a bottle with a rag out the top. You watch as just with a click of the fingers, the rag ignites.
Eldritch Blast.
Okay,
You're gonna kill our witness we're supposed to interrogate. The Molotov cocktail is gonna explode all over him.
Oh, I didn't think about the cocktail. Hold on. She'd probably
that's-
be smarter than that.
No, shoot the cocktail.
shoot
Shoot the cocktail.
I'm gonna. Ah!
I have a better thing for this.
Hey, to be fair, if you shoot the cocktail, it'll burn him. He won't die, but it's gonna hurt.
Unseen servant.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Have your unseen servant. What are the stats of an unseen servant? What does it specifically say on strength and all of that for unseen servant?
Let's see.
Just throws a bottle at
He has a
bottle.
strength of 2.
As he throws a
Okay.
it's about to land. You're unseen
He only has 1 hit
servant. Sits
point.
down.
AC
No.
10.
Roll a d20. Roll 2 d20s
Is there
for
anything
advantage.
about the amount of weight an unseen servant can lift?
I think it's like 10 pounds, which works with a bottle. So I want you to roll 2 d20s for its advantage, and we're gonna
I
see.
would love for this to be a sleight of hand.
A sleight of hand would work. So do an advantage because he's not prepared for nothing to grab a bottle.
So advantage?
Okay.
With sleight of hand?
Yes.
we say?
on
That's a
on
21.
Okay, beating his 2 plus
Not
his
He's gonna
bonuses.
fumble it anyway.
You watch as he. So what part is your unseen servant grabbing? The whole bottle or just the rag?
We're gonna grab the bottle.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna Kalashtar, Spidey signal.
Okay.
I think I can only do one at a time. Mind link. Yeah, so it's one creature at a time. So since you have control of Quayenta to a degree, I'm gonna Kalashtar mind link with you there.
You can mind link with Quayenta.
Yeah.
As a player, I will.
It does not matter. There are more people
Gotcha.
impacted by that. So whichever of you, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to mind link with you because I think of you first instead of
Sure.
the wolf. But know that you have that connection there. So I'm going to tell you, got him on my side. And whoop. Yeah.
Okay. The individual goes to toss it, but it's no longer there. He turns around to see it just floating in space.
And my unseen servant's going to start running
Okay.
towards me.
At that point, I think we have to roll initiative. So.
That's fair.
Natural 20.
Nice.
For a
Ooh.
24.
Oh, mine sucks because I'm working on the unseen servant apparently.
I need to double check something.
Yeah.
I got a 5. No, I got a 4. Never mind.
4.
Yep.
You got a natural 20.
Natural 20 for a 24.
24 star.
11.
11. What's your dex?
3.
Okay.
Oh, dag. Sorry, I went with initiative. Yeah.
Which would probably be.
Dex is 16, so plus 3. Yeah.
Prof, you as well roll initiative as
Okay.
well, because you'll see what's going on, and I hope will come help.
5.
Okay. Hey, you're not the lowest. And then for
One moment, I had to
Queen.
double check that the thing I remembered was true.
Okay.
Okay, so that's for me. Okay, so for me, this is going to be a 14.
Okay.
For Quayenta, who has the alert feat,
That's right.
this is going to be a 23.
Okay.
Sadly, at the top of the order, I know nothing.
Nothing.
Same.
Nothing.
I know nothing.
You guys are still.
I see
I just did a
nothing.
perception check for myself, and I just rolled a 2.
And I'm on the wrong side of the tent to see it.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Except maybe the floating bottle of fire.
No. What? I don't imagine. I mean, unless
Well,
Hopefully, Queen will.
you are up first.
I am up first, and I know nothing, so I'm going to hold my action.
Okay. Quinta.
So I'd like to point out that Bellamy assumed that Winterwolf has some innate connection where I can share information with my wolf
Yep.
telepathically.
She did indeed.
That has never been the case, and that has never happened.
She
So
did not know that.
Quanta will continue to wait.
Okay.
Because I cannot telepathically tell Quanta what I know.
All right. Let's see. Next
I
up.
love that
Well,
Bellamy
speaking of
wants
which,
him, like,
Winterwolf.
Ah, good. Now it's my turn.
We've been hanging out all
I
the
will
time.
move over to where Bellamy was at.
Okay.
You said you got him, right? That is what
That
you
is
said.
what she
Yeah, she
said.
said I got
Then
him.
I will assume that she has captured him, so I will break stealth to move over there.
Okay. You see nothing.
Just a cocktail
Just
flight.
standing there.
You see a bottle that's lit on fire just being moved down, floating, and then. Well, actually, roll a perception check at disadvantage.
That's an 18.
Okay. Nope, you don't see anything. He's still under the natural 20 effect.
Do I have enough?
But I at least need to let you have a chance to roll. So.
Do I have enough movement I can go look in the tent?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, maybe he got him in the tent. So Winterwolf's gonna walk over to the tent and stick his head in.
You see just a gentleman reading a book, kind of looks at you. Hey, what do you want?
Oh, sorry, wrong tent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk back over to where Bellamy's supposed to be and look for Bellamy.
Oh yeah. Clancy. Or Clarence, sorry.
I'm gonna just like be looking around a second and pull out a pocket knife and start digging at my fingers.
Which side were you on?
Whichever side the other 3 were.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just me and Quinta on the backside.
I think I was one of the sides. I guess I'm not.
It's
sure.
up to you. I was at the front. Those
Okay.
two were at the back. She was on the side.
Then I
One
will
of the
be on
sides.
the other
other
side.
Okay.
So I'm the complete farthest from everything that's going on. I'm just gonna
No,
like.
that would be me.
Most clueless.
So I'm just gonna like slowly like pick at my nail like with a pocket knife and just like nothing important is crazy going on.
Communication is key.
Say got him
And-
next
yeah.
time.
Hold my
Got him,
action.
and I'm like, great, you captured them.
Great, it's over. All right.
Go team. It's
All
fine.
right.
All right then. Well, the
Just like last time when I was the only one not stealthed during the ambush, and everyone will shoot at me again.
Give me a second. I gotta look up.
It'll do me a favor. It's fine.
Last time when I realized we were about to be attacked, I used my turn to cast Pass Without a Trace, so they all could hide, which left only me.
Well, the figure turns around. You see this. Turns around, puts both hands out,
Oh shit! I say.
and you watch as a cone of fire comes out, aiming towards the two of you. Make dexterity saving throws, please.
I assume at that point I can see the fire.
Can't see the fire, yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, that sucked a bit.
Oh no!
So with my
JT panics and immediately explodes.
I call an orbital strike on our position.
so once we resolve all of this,
Yeah.
I will take my held action.
Okay.
Where's the
Let's-
missile, Mosby?
That's an 11.
Fail. You take 12 points of fire damage.
Yeah, I do.
That's a 20.
That's a 20. You take 6 points of fire damage. You see, Winterwolf, briefly see the outline of a figure in a black duster with a hood. As that happens and the fire goes away and no light, you lose sight of whoever it is.
Not for long, it's alright.
Bellamy, see that he moves like 10 feet diagonally off into a direction.
Oh, we're
And sort of just stands there waiting for whatever will happen.
I don't have anything to incapacitate your ass, so I'm just gonna have to shoot you.
JT.
Fireball.
So from behind the tent, you guys hear a "Oh shit!" thunk,
Oh dear. Oh
and
dear.
you see a shape sort of pinwheel over the tent
We're
and
dead.
land on the street wherever the fire sort of originated from,
Okay.
and it is one of my flashbangs going off.
Okay.
I'm glad it's a flashbang.
Guys, did you see the?
And it has got
What's there?
and it does have a 15-foot area of effect.
Correct. So that
So-
means Bellamy, Winterwolf,
Holy oh shit.
Did he?
and he would just barely be in range.
Okay.
What's the save?
So the save.
He's a man of action.
What is the save?
It would be whatever
He's
the,
a man
the
of
blind
reaction.
deafness spell
Yeah,
would
give
be,
me a second.
but using your DC.
Yeah, give me a second to look
I
that up.
think it would be Constitution
Don't
if I were to
remember.
think.
It's either Constitution or Wisdom. Does this count as an enchantment?
An enchantment?
Yeah,
Oh,
the type of magic.
that lets you not be able to see.
Yeah. 'cause-
Technically, yes.
Okay, then I have advantage against it.
Sweet.
So it would be just a straight roll.
So I got a nat 20 on this save for
Okay.
whenever we do the saves.
Okay. Cool.
I'm liking this dice today.
I've got
Because we
my.
do really well.
There it is.
At
Okay.
five.
Blindness, deafness.
Hey
work on
Keith,
our
I lost the
teamwork.
thing on the.
I mean, I was
Window.
trying.
That.
We
now
all
I'm
kind
gonna-
of was just like.
I come over. There's nobody there. Now I'm on fire. Now I'm gonna get flashbanged.
It's a bad day.
All because no one explained.
We need to go to a
So,
group building
what
camp.
is the
Okay.
what's the save?
So the save is a
Some
con
trust
save.
falls.
Okay.
And,
Good.
and the DC is 15.
I got a 15.
Okay. You got a natural
Natural
20. The figure also succeeds.
Okay.
So
So there's this. Oh shit! Thunk. Flashbang.
I was to say, when it lands, there's a brief second where both of us are like,
Oh.
"This is it. We're dead."
And then there's
Prof, at that point, you do see
then
a
there's
commotion
bright
off
flash
into the
and
distance.
Fire.
Fire and
lightning,
boom.
Fireworks.
Yes.
Well, we are
Uh-oh.
learning lessons.
and then I'm just gonna use my movement to run around the tent to get out to the street.
Okay. Prof.
Fire!
Noticed.
I will say if you use your entire turn, you'll be able to at least get within like 30 feet of what's going on.
And then
You see-
can join me and see nothing.
Yep.
Yep. You see Bellamy, Winterwolf, and JT sort of in the middle of the street, sort of just like looking
I
around.
think that might be
Oh.
the first time I've used a
Yes.
damage
Yeah.
dealing.
This is why I thought I was dead.
I get there and I'm like, oh, that explains the fire.
Yeah. So, Bellamy.
So I'm gonna Eldritch blast him.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Go
Yeah.
for it.
So the lowest of the two rolls is gonna be 15.
Both will hit.
Alrighty then. Is there such a thing as non-lethal damage specified for Eldritch Blast?
You can just say you're doing it non-lethally.
I would like to make this
You're aiming for the
non-lethal
non-vital
damage.
parts of
Yes.
the body.
Shoot his nuts.
Yes. So I'm gonna light him up with all that nice glowy purple shit, and it's gonna be That's 10 points force damage. Just like a little, like spirals of purple, like landing in him, and then the with the force, which hopefully will uninvisible his ass. Does it?
No.
Damn it. Where I just shot, he's right there.
Where I shot, he's right.
Follow the purple trail.
What are you guys doing?
You guys do see that she Eldritch blasts, and there's like, it stops short about 10 feet. You've seen that she's able to like shoot farther than that, but it's like sparks hit something.
It hit him, like right there.
I'm not crazy.
I'm not nuts.
All right, back to the top of the round. Unless there's anything else you want to do, Bellamy.
I am good. Like, if he is running away, then I am going to try to move.
Seemed to be running away. He seems like he was positioning himself to a better position, but yeah.
Okay, in that case, like I don't necessarily need to take movement. If there is a way that I can take cover under something that is not going to blow up if lit on fire, I don't want to make another tent go up by
You're about 500 yards from anything that's not flammable.
Well then, here we are.
Yep.
All right, JT. Back up to the top of the round.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still going.
He's just
Oh, you
running
should've-
for all he's worth.
You should have set your unseen servant towards him with the fire, the bottle, so we could shoot at the bottle.
Just put it in his pocket.
We should have let him get caught on fire by the Molotov. Then we could see him.
Actually, that does make sense. Can I use my movement to adjust?
What does it specify of how?
Let's
It's probably a
unseen
bonus
servant?
action to
It
move.
probably would be. Which I mean, I haven't taken a bonus action. So.
How close am I to where her
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast stopped?
Which way did you go? This way or this way from the town?
Would have gone counterclockwise.
In my arcane
Yes,
eldritch
bonus.
You are about 20 feet.
20 feet from where it stopped?
Yeah. So it's bonus action to do anything with the unseen servant?
Bonus action to move up to 10 feet. Move up to 15 feet and interact with an object.
I mean, you could use your unseen servant and throw the Molotov cocktail at him, if you wish, if you so choose.
At least then he'll be on fire. So
Unless you miss.
Unless you miss,
But then
it will be a roll. So
if it hits the ground,
Then the ground will be on fire.
but there's nothing close enough by him at this point that it is going to light something else on
no,
fire.
you're like in the middle of like
Okay.
the road that is the shanty town.
So I would like to try that.
All right, roll a d20 for the throw. Oh,
That's
That's
cocked.
cocked.
It's cocked.
It was
It's,
almost another 20.
It was almost another 20 again.
I swear this is a weighted,
two,
like
right?
normally
That's 20.
weighted dice.
Mm.
So does it have my?
What did you roll on the die?
I rolled a 14.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
You throw it and the
Man on fire!
the man on fire is
There.
no
There
longer
it
the
is.
man on fire.
I will
So-
not shock him.
Okay. I'm going. So now that I can tell where he is,
Don't kill him!
I am going to. I'm going to move up 10 feet, so I've got about 10 feet between him and me,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna blast out my breath weapon.
Okay.
So it is a 15-foot cone. He has to make a save.
What save?
That is a very good question. I'm assuming it's going to be a dex save. I
Okay.
don't actually have that written down.
What kind of breath weapon is it?
It is radiant.
Well,
I don't know.
Another
that was
flashback.
cocked.
Give me a second.
Add one. Why? All of mine are.
just
They
have
keep
to-
cocking.
I just have to find the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, sure. All of them were 18. All the cocked ones were close to 18, but this one was a 2.
All right.
So yeah, that's a 2. That's a fail.
So that's a fail. He is going to take. He's going to take 3 points of radiant damage.
Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, as he will hellish rebuke you.
Okay.
How much damage did you go in?
I did 10 points.
Okay.
Dex save.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I have a +7 because that gives me an 11.
That is a fail. You take 10 points fire damage.
Ow.
Okay. That was JT's turn. Quienta.
Quenta
He's
is...
probably heard what's going on.
Yeah, at this point, Quenta knows what's going on, so Quenta is going to run up, and despite the fact that he is on fire, she's going to try and grapple him.
Okay.
So that's athletics. Yeah.
That's going to be a 15.
$17.
Alright, he has him grappled.
Oh, and he will have to make a strength save.
That's a 16.
Alright, that's enough. He is not knocked prone.
Okay.
But Quenta will
That was
grapple him.
Quinta's turn, Winterwolf.
I will use my bonus action to Hunter's Mark him
Okay.
and say, your best bet now is to surrender.
Okay.
As he's burning.
Any response from him?
Not currently.
I want to put a shot really close to him so it scares him without actually hitting him.
Okay, make an intimidation then. We'll say you're good enough with a bow that you can aim where you're hitting. Use your bow as an intimidation.
22.
Okay. He seems unfazed. So, you can't see his face currently because of the hood. So, Clarence, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna come around and be like, "Oh, what's good? Wow!"
There's a man on fire. Quenta's on, latched on.
That escalated
Just,
quickly.
And I'm gonna cast suggestion
Okay.
on him,
Okay.
Good man.
and I'm gonna say, "Cease your action and communicate what is going on, like why you're here."
What's your save DC?
Save DC is 16.
A 16 what?
Charisma.
Okay. He does succeed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna like kind of sort of make my way over there, but not at the same time. Kind of keep my distance
Okay.
a little bit and be
You
like,
don't want to get close to the man on fire?
no, I'm good. It's a very, not a great scene. So we just kind of like chill out a little bit and be like, well, that didn't work. So
What's next?
yeah, and that'll be my turn. Yeah.
Okay. It is the cloaked figure's turn. The cloaked figure pulls his hood back. The sort of shimmer of the blackness sort of fades into sort of like the regular dust or brown. As you see the collar of a father of the Church of Humanity.
Yep, Father Gerard.
As
Heard
Father
one
Gerard
down.
sort of looks at you. As you guys look at him, he's sort of abnormally expressionless. As he sort of puts his hand forward. All heretics of greed must burn. As you watch as just flames pour out of his hand like a water spouting out of a sink. As it pools on the ground, the fire sort of wreathes up into a sort of hurricane of fire with arms.
Oh boy.
Fire elemental?
Yes.
Doesn't this make you a heretic of rage or wrath or whichever one?
What are you guys doing? What is going on?
We're doing what Mommy said, not to play with the fire.
We're fighting.
The let's see, the fire elemental
Oh, great.
will it will go to Quienta.
Mm-hmm.
As it enters Quienta's range, Quienta will take 8 points of fire damage as the fire is just engulfing her. And it will make 2 attacks. Well, it will do 2. It has 2 attacks, so it will start to attack Quienta. So, 22 to hit Quienta.
Yeah, that hits.
That's gonna be 12 points fire damage. And Quienta is on fire.
Lovely.
You can use an action to douse the fire or continue to take damage. It will do a second attack on Quienta. That's going to be a 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be 8 points fire damage.
What else I got here?
Okay, that is the fire elemental's turn. We move into the next part of initiative to Prof.
It's a D8. Okay. Well, seeing what's in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
seeing the man on fire seeming to be summoning something, we're gonna try to deal with him first. I don't know what all is going on or why this is
You
happening.
heard me say don't kill him.
Yep, I did hear don't kill him. I did hear there he is. A couple of other things. So we are going to go for him. So I'm going to ride right up next to him. And I'm going to sort of fall off my horse onto him. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to do critical analysis.
Okay. Critical analysis, the father.
As my bonus action. And then I'm going to ride at him and we're going to try to dagger him.
Okay.
Back of the dagger, I'm trying to go for a temple.
Okay.
That's not good. Where did I write? Okay, there's dagger. I'm assuming that a 12 does not hit.
12 does not hit.
Okay. Actually, let me double check one thing real quick on my critical analysis.
It just lets you add damage.
But it also lets me use my intelligence instead of my
Correct.
dexterity. So
Mm-hmm.
it'll actually be 14.
14 just hits.
Yes. Okay, then we're gonna
It
use.
does not seem like the father is very well armored.
Okay, in that case, we're gonna use a dazing strike,
Okay.
and that is an extra D8 damage. All right, so damage-wise, we're looking at 12 points of damage,
Okay.
and you'll need to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 15.
He makes it.
Damn. That's it.
Okay.
And I am dehorsed.
Bellamy, back to you.
Okay, how close am I to this guy, do you think? Like
I'd say about 15 feet.
15 feet? Nice. Okay. So I am going to Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
While doing this, I am going to say quite loudly that we do not serve the 7. We do not serve greed. I don't know that that's going to make very much of a difference. Oh, one of these is a nat 20.
Nice.
I really
Not the
need to
same
let you
dice.
all know, but I don't have time.
What's that?
Nothing.
Oh.
About the two of the 7 heading in this direction. Well, there can be talks later. Wow.
Okay, sometime.
So that ends up being
A lot. But
so the lowest is a 12.
The 12 does not hit.
The 12 does not hit. Okay. So the nat 20 ends up doing 19 points of non-lethal.
How do you want to do this?
So my Eldritch Blast like does the spiral of little purple and smoke and sparks, lands right here, and in the impact of there's this like little pause before force detonation, and throws him backwards unconscious.
Yep. He hits his head on the back as he lands a little too hard and is knocked unconscious.
Okay. So he is out. That means that my unseen servant is not going to do something to try to pull something over his eyes. Okay. It's like he was still
I'm
up, so I was
assuming
going
the
to use
fire
him.
elemental is also still here.
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of forgot about that one.
That is not via a spell, that's via a summoning.
Yep.
So.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, now at least the thing that summoned it is no longer a problem for right now.
Yeah. Anything else you would like to do, Bellamy?
Try to keep myself out of the fire elemental's way if there is a way to do so.
All right.
There's a
Back to the
direction
top
to go.
of the round, JT.
I don't know what I can do here.
You can try shooting it.
I can.
I mean, you can hit it with one of your grenades.
I could do that too, but I'm not sure that my...
I would mostly just avoid fire damage.
Yeah, this is... What is this? What is
Force.
Almost nothing resists force damage.
Yeah.
That's
It's
nice.
the beauty of force damage.
Is there anything that actually resists force damage?
I mean, there's things that resist all.
I mean, probably the force
All
dealing
damage.
damage to
All
dragon. So.
It's like such a bad idea. I'm gonna like spin the barrel on my grenade launcher. Everybody down!
No.
I'm on top of the horse like, oh shit.
That idea makes a
So-
bad idea feel good about itself.
So, you have I'm going to give you a choice.
Mm.
You can aim this in such a way that you can hit Quinta, Bellamy, or Prof. Because they're both at an equal distance.
There is one choice here.
There
that
is
the
one
clear
choice, and it's like I have seen Quinta
Yep.
get killed and come back, so I'm gonna aim so that
Poor
it's
Quinta.
over.
I mean, Quinta's in a bad way right now, too.
Only has 3
Because
hit points left.
That it covers
she's on
her.
fire right now.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert, Quinta was not going to put the fire out. She was just going to die next turn, but deal some damage.
So yeah, I'm it's gonna be like dunk.
Okay. Roll your damage. I will roll a dex save.
Yes.
yes.
No, it's a con save.
A con save. Oh. Well, that's a natural 20, but it will still take half, so...
Where am I? I only have 2d8s here. Why do I only have 2d8s out?
Wherever Quinta dissipates to occasionally a rat.
A rat also pops in, yep.
It just looks progressively
So
more
it would be 16.
16.
You too, huh? Yep.
So you're probably wondering why I
These
have human
vocal
hands.
Every time there's something
So
wrong
16
with the
points
rat.
of force damage.
Yep. Alright. It does take the damage. Okay. Let's see. Up next was Quinta.
Quinta's dead.
Sad Queen. Winterwolf.
Does a 20...
Yes.
Okay. 10
It has an
points.
AC of 13.
Assuming my gun deals damage to the fire elemental, that is 10 points of damage.
It will take half because it is a non-magical attack, so that's 5 points. Okay. Is that everything?
That's my turn.
Okay, next up is Clarence.
Alright, I'm just seeing that everybody's attacking this fire elemental now. I'm gonna use finger gun on it.
Okay. Do you have the finger gun saved?
Do I have it saved? Like, what do you mean?
The wording of it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Good, because I did not bring that book.
It's just a bonus action to cast it.
Is
I'm
it?
gonna use twice.
Are you using it twice?
I'm using one as my action.
Technically, you can't do that.
Yeah. You
The
can't.
DM would have to approve using a
That's
bonus
true.
action with an action.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Well, as a bonus action, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
No, it didn't hit. I
Yep.
missed.
I feel that.
And then I'm just gonna like, pew.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I still have an action, so
You do have an action.
Can I take an action to dodge if I need to?
You can. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
All right. If Father is unconscious,
And on fire?
we'll fire elemental.
Is he still on fire?
Prof, as you are the closest,
Yep.
it will
Oh,
go
boy.
to you. It will enter into your space. You will immediately take 2 points fire damage, and you catch on fire.
As one does.
No one
Poor
does.
horse.
You're not on your horse anymore.
I know,
You
but it's
just-
still within range. And
Well,
if
it's only 5. It's on your space. So.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Being
And then it will do 2 attacks against you.
and the horse hasn't tried to hurt it.
Okay, one of those will hit, one of those will miss. So,
Okay.
Assuming a 17 hits you, right?
Yep.
Okay.
On the money.
You take 13 points of damage, and you are lit up on fire again, but you're already on fire. So,
I'm
Double fire.
more on fire.
so that is its turn. Next up is Prof. Prof, you immediately take.
More
Oh no, it's D10. 5 points fire damage.
You should probably not be on fire,
Yeah, that would be ideal.
but it's your action to put it out. If you're gonna do that though, don't do it till after you've moved out of its range.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll put yourself
just
on
like,
fire,
ah,
get hit by
perfect.
it on your way out, and be on fire again.
Okay, is that a bonus action?
Just one more D8.
This is like the third episode where you have forgotten like the D8. the third D8.
Yeah. Okay, evade. Sorry. This is not set up in the most.
What are you looking at?
Evade.
Evade.
Yeah, evasive footwork rather. Superiority die.
Oh right. I think it allows you to move. Oh, when you can use it, and when you attack, they don't get attack of opportunity for you leaving the area or something.
Okay, so when you move, you can expend one superiority die, rolling the die and adding the number rolled to your AC until you stop moving. Okay, so we're going to move out of its...
All right. It will take a swipe at you, of course.
Okay, so my AC
It
until I
misses.
stop moving is 28, so...
That's an 11.
Or
So-
20, sorry, 24. I can't do basic math.
It's hard, man.
As opposed to advanced math.
I mean, I definitely can't do advanced if I can't do basic.
It would be a special kind of savant skill.
What is 2
Calculus
plus 2? I don't know,
fabulous.
man.
Say.
What is the square root of pi?
I got you.
Okay, and then I'm going to put myself out. Stop, drop, and roll.
Okay. You put yourself out. Okay.
Why is the fire attacking us?
Bellamy?
I'm gonna shoot the thing with the thing.
Okay.
I miss on the first one, but I do manage to do 3 points force damage with the other.
Those of you that have the ability to, I feel like this is the worthy sort of opponent to like use all your best stuff to kill it.
Oh, I don't know that I've got.
I don't have stuff.
Well,
How far are you
I'm an
able to get away
entertainer.
from it?
Well, I moved 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. All right.
Hmm. Back to the top of the round, unless Bellamy, there's anything else you'd like to do.
I need to mark off that I've used these.
like I can't counterspell at this
No,
point.
like that's you may not have anything. I'm just pointing out that this is not the kind of enemy that we want
Hold
to
back.
hold back
Take
on.
away on.
Kill it fast, or it will kill us.
I mean,
I mean, last round you took how much damage?
let me see. What else can I do?
20 points of damage.
Yeah, it's dealing around 20 points of damage a turn.
Fire in the hole!
Okay.
And
Let's see.
because there is now a gap, I'm assuming I don't have to worry about hitting
Yeah, you don't have to worry
friends.
about anyone. That's a 2. A nat 2.
Nat
for
2, so
for
you
a
are
5, I
going to
think?
take another 11 points of force damage.
All right.
My big gun is on the horse that is over there.
79,
I am not
good.
getting my big gun in time for this fight.
However, the stress level is ratcheting up.
Okay. Anything else, JT? Or is that it?
That is
Winterwolf.
That is it.
I'm backing up 30 feet and shooting the fire elemental.
Okay.
I hit.
Okay.
I deal a total of 16 points of damage, so 8.
Halved to 8. Okay.
Potentially do that.
And that's my turn.
All right. Next up is Clarence.
Okay, so I'm gonna run over to Prof and use Cure Wounds and heal you for 6 points.
Thank you. My skin was flying off.
How is it just 6?
I rolled
Don't you
2.
add your cast you add
Yeah,
your
it should be a D8
spell
plus
casting
your
modifier as
spellcasting
well.
modifier.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to include spellcasting modifiers. So that is
More than 6, it's at least 10, I would imagine.
11, I believe, is
6,
the
and it's for each of them.
no, just for once per the cast.
Yeah, 9.
9. Okay. What do you roll?
2 1s and a 4.
Oh,
I feel that.
So
so
that's
6
how many-
plus 5, right? Is 11.
No, my proficiency bonus is 3.
Not your proficiency bonus, your spellcasting bonus, whatever your charisma
So
is.
what's your charisma bonus?
Oh, 5.
Plus 5.
So I'll allow you 11,
It's
so I'll
11.
add another 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
Uh,
I'm gonna, as a bonus action, finger gun,
You could,
and that will hit.
okay.
And it does 3 points of force damage.
Okay. It
Ooh, magical
is the
force.
fire elemental's turn. It will. Whoa.
These two have not moved further away from
Correct. It will move through Bellamy, catching Bellamy on fire
Oh!
for 10 points of fire damage.
This is why
And
I'm
then
backing up.
it will move over to you. You do get an attack of opportunity if you wish, Bellamy, to
Oh,
just dagger it if you
yes.
wish.
I would certainly.
Unless you have Warcaster. Do you have Warcaster?
I do not.
Okay, then it's just like a swipe of a dagger or
Something like that.
something
It
like
has
that.
a
But-
melee
um,
attack.
Yeah.
As a side note, to both my creators, we need to make
So you can
gun
you
whipping
can shoot.
rules.
Oh,
Pistol
gun
whip?
whipping.
Yeah.
pistol
So-
whipping
I
rules.
think they're already there.
Yeah, I think
Is there pistol whipping rules? I
Yeah,
couldn't
you
remember.
can, I'll look it
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Like, my quarterstaff's probably the thing that I have handiest, so I'm
Okay.
just
Go
gonna
for quarterstaff.
bash it with that. Let's see. And that's gonna be a D6.
Yeah, it counts as an improvised weapon and does not
Doesn't matter.
trigger
It
the
was in
grapple
that
check.
one.
Okay. It misses.
Oh wait, you know what? I've got a this. I'm gonna inspiration that.
Did you hear that?
That's gonna be
Yeah.
better. So that's gonna end up being a 16.
16 hits.
Okay. Plus the.
I think we make a pistol whipping feat
Yeah.
at some point.
Or a
So,
feat where you can
5.
shoot as an attack of opportunity.
So that's gonna be 7 points.
Ooh, nice. Just some food for thought, because I was thinking about it the other day. Okay. And then it will move towards you, entering into your space. You take 8 points of fire damage. And then boom, boom, twice at you. The first hit is a 11.
It's gonna miss.
Okay. And the second one is that's come on. It keeps cocking. And that's a 21.
That one will hit.
Okay, so you take 12 points fire damage, and you're lit on fire again, but you're already on fire. So
Okay, so damage reduction, I'm only gonna take 10 of that.
how are you reducing that?
My armor, damage reduction 2.
Oh, right. Yes. All damage.
Oh, I
That
forget
is
I
the-
have damage reduction.
That is the fire elemental's turn. Prof.
Can't get to my big gun, which would be really nice right
Should
now.
actually be 4 less.
So. I think I'm actually going to be best served by healing.
Okay.
So, the fire elemental is on JT currently.
Mm-hmm.
But Bellamy is on fire and out of the fire elemental.
Yeah, it moved through her.
Okay.
It moved through her to deal damage, and then go for JT, which has done more damage to it technically.
Okay.
Yes, actually, you can. Yeah. So
Um,
yes, you can hex and
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast
Yeah.
in one
Okay.
round.
So I'll reach into my bag and pull out a burn salve, and we're just gonna start patting. Oh wait, can I use an action?
You
to
can
put
use
out
an
her
action
fire?
to put out her fire.
I will put out your fire.
Thank you.
And then on your turn, you can do damage.
Okay.
And then I am backing up again.
Well, speaking of which, Bellamy, you're no longer on fire, so you don't take any continued damage, but it is your turn, Bellamy.
Okay, there's one thing I want to see before I finalize that idea.
I don't like that look.
Yeah, I don't know how the action economy on this works.
We'll talk about it. You're
We'll talk
you're
about
on
it on
deck,
my
so.
turn. Yeah.
Are you gonna hex and then Eldritch Blast there, Danny?
That is the plan. I'm looking up Hunger of Hadar though first
Hunger of Hadar?
to remind myself what the hell this does.
It's an area of effect like 15-foot radius.
Oh, I would heard of
That
it.
just like the basically tentacles
Deals
just
damage.
attack anyone that's in
It's, it's one of the better AoE options for
Mhm.
damage.
But I think there are people.
It's one of the
that
ones
would
where like
get
with
wrapped
most
up.
warlock spells, they're a lot more damage dealing because you only get
Yeah, you only get a
two,
couple.
like
handful,
you only get
yeah.
like 2 spell slots for like half the journey. So
But correct me if I'm wrong. There are other people in this AOE now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now
Yes.
it's like
one of them being
Yeah.
JT.
So, yes.
two entities currently share a space, which
So
is the
I'm
fire
going
elemental and
to-
JT.
Yeah, I instead am going to do the hex and so you kind of see like as I'm casting, there are these odd purple constellations that form around it and like fix itself to
Okay. To it.
to it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do my Eldritch Blast. So the lowest on these two would be 12.
12 misses.
12 misses. The other one should hit. That's
Yeah,
a,
their
17.
AC is 13, so.
Okay, yeah, so this is 17 to hit. That's going to end up being 7, and then plus the d6. So that's going to be 10 points. 3 necrotic, 7 force.
Okay.
And like as the little depth charge thing goes off from the force damage.
As a
it
side
lights
note,
up
with
all
your
the
hex,
constellations.
what would you like the disadvantage rolls to be?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You can choose Dex, Con, Dex, Strength, Wisdom, Intelligence.
If you're not going to
or-
use it to your advantage, you might want to find out what JT's.
Most
it is with ability checks.
Oh, right,
So-
not saving
Not
throws.
save.
Yeah, that's one of the big things with Hex. It's not saving throws, it's just ability checks. So, for example, this is very useful if you are doing, you're trying to grapple something.
Yeah.
Hexing something for disadvantage on strength is a big thing.
So it won't help make
it won't-
saving throws less likely to happen, but it makes like skill checks less likely to happen.
including its attacks. If
Like
you do,
perceptions
I don't know.
and-
It's probably a dex character, so you could make its attacks at disadvantage or whatever if you hit the right skill.
Do you have thoughts? I mean, okay,
No.
so I'm gonna go ahead and go with Dex.
Okay.
She would probably assume that that was its strong suit as far as that kind of thing with. So yeah,
All right.
disadvantage the Dex.
I believe that's your turn, Bellamy, correct?
Yes, and
All right.
now I'm going to get farther away.
Okay. JT.
Okay, so I'm going to lay out before I commit to
Sure,
this. I
sure.
want
Lay
to
out the
lay
blueprints of your plan.
what I want to do to see how you rule that I can
Mhm.
actually do this.
Yeah.
What I picture in my head is JT sort of like going, stooping over to the ground, grabbing
Okay.
a double handful of dirt and sand out of the street and tossing it at the eyes or the head or whatever of this elemental,
Okay.
with the idea being sand and dirt puts out fire. Do I think that that would work? Would you count that as my action for the round?
Make an intelligence check. So roll a d20 and add your intelligence modifier.
Okay. 4.
4. Okay. You're not sure what these things like are made of or anything like that.
Fire.
It might work, but you don't know.
Okay.
Oh, speaking of which, you take 6 points of fire damage just because you are in it.
Okay, so damage reduction 2. I'm only taking 4 of that, but still, ouch. Honestly, rule of cool. I'm still gonna try it. So I'm gonna bend down, grab a double handful of dirt, toss it at the elemental.
Okay.
Does that count as my action?
Rule of cool.
Rule.
What is your plan for your action?
Well, so after that's if nothing
If,
else.
if I grant you a bonus action to do this, what are you going to use your action to do?
If that's not your action, what are you going to do with it, Keith?
No,
because that will determine.
I'll count it as my action because I've got something else I need to do with my bonus action.
All right,
so we'll count
it
it as my
allow
action.
It as your action. What is your spell save DC? Just as a curiosity.
Spell save DC. I don't know that I have one.
You want
that's what
just
you
the
use
DC for his.
For your
for
all your spells and all that.
I don't have spells, but
your grenades. Sorry,
grenades. It's 15.
15.
When it's figured the same way. So.
So. Rule of cool.
Mm-hmm.
It does not put it out. However, it failed, and one of its immune conditions is not blindness. So I will allow for 1 round for this creature to be blind.
That is okay. So so you guys see JT go down, grab a double handful of dirt from the street, toss it at the thing, and then there's this blinding flash. And out of his back sprouts a pair of spectral wings. Okay. And I'm going to go straight up 30 feet.
Okay.
Sweet.
You go up straight 30 feet. Okay.
Last name.
How?
It's a Farah!
Okay.
It's going to launch rockets from the air!
Winter Wolf.
I'm backing up another 30 feet and shooting it.
Okay, go for it.
It hits. I do 11 points of damage.
Half to 6. Okay. Alright. Next up is Clarence.
Okay. I am going to Healing Word.
You guys should be scared right now.
Yep.
How close? What number are we up to?
We're up to 35.
Okay.
Okay.
A 1 in 3
good.
chance.
Backing away.
That's yeah. Shoot. Yeah, we're gonna Healing Word our new flying spectral friend.
Okay.
So. 14 healing.
Okay.
When he gets
Remind
back.
him when he gets back.
Yep. And then I'm
else?
also going to give him a Bardic Inspiration. Isn't it?
Healing Word is a bonus action.
Bardic Inspiration is also a bonus action.
Oh, I thought it was an action to Healing Word.
No, it's a bonus action. That is
What
why it's
the
only
heck?
D4s.
Yeah. You're gaining range, but you're also decreasing
Oh,
it.
it's right there. Yeah, bonus action.
Yep.
Well,
It's a
never
very
mind then.
handy form of healing because you can heal and do your main thing.
Yeah.
But
Well, I guess since I have extra, I might as well I might try shooting him with the rifle.
Okay.
Yep.
Go for it.
That's how it goes.
That's I get a Bardic Inspiration back.
Okay. Next up is
Wait, did you roll a 1?
Yeah.
Gun jam?
Oh yeah, my
I
rifle
don't-
jam.
let me
your
see.
rifle
I'm
does
not sure.
jam.
Is
Uh-huh.
that?
It is one of the rules,
Yep.
and that one does jam your gun.
Yep.
Critical failure on an attack roll.
Okay. It is the fire elemental's turn. Surprisingly enough, a fire elemental doesn't fly.
JT gets 14 healing.
Thank you.
To unjam your gun, it takes an action.
An action, yeah.
I'm going to remind you, it's also blinded.
Correct.
It did feel JT leave it.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do 3 rounds of evens or odds to see if it can go in a direction you all are at least. So. Let's count.
Just because the lights on
Okay.
the tent's on fire.
In fact, yes. It's stumbling around, not knowing where it is and where it's going. You see a couple of it runs into a couple of tents that do start catching on fire. So.
Good thing I ran through town yelling fire.
Okay. Prof.
So Bellamy is now behind me by a fair bit.
Mm-hmm. You are technically the closest thing to it.
Get your gun.
But my gun's like 2 turns away. Because it moves 60 feet around. Well, I do have this pistol that I'm not proficient with.
I was about to say, why are you pointing it up? The fire element is on the ground.
It's taller than I am, right? Because they're like large creatures.
Is this one a large one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm
not.
shooting at its
This
head.
isn't a baby. Babies can't swallow. Can't encompass a whole person. Yeah.
Shoot once is not gonna work. 9 plus what? Dex? No, because I don't get Dex.
Well, no, you
Yeah,
do get
you get
dex.
dex,
You
you
don't
don't
get
get
proficiency.
Okay, so 11, which is a miss.
Yeah, it is a miss.
And I'm backing up.
Okay.
I will for my bonus action. I will also analyze it. Try to get a feel for.
Between the fire elemental and JT, I want as much distance as possible.
Bellamy.
Okay, so we're doing the Eldritch Blasts again.
Go for it.
But this time,
this
with more
time-
gusto.
Yes, a
With
bit more gusto.
Someone
Hex.
forgot she had agonizing blast.
Oh, right. Okay.
So had I been, smart enough to realize that, I'd have done at least 15 extra damage so far. But here we are. So yes, one of them will hit, the other one will not.
Okay.
But the one that hits, even though I rolled low on the damage, is still going to end up doing 12 points
Okay.
of all the various things.
Now here's a question, Bellamy, or more specifically to Danny. What are you willing to pay for those extra 15 points?
Do you have something in mind?
No, if you want to come up with some kind of
Make
flavor,
it worth his while.
make it worth
Oh,
my
right.
while
That
for you to get
dealt
15 extra hit
damage.
points.
It's not worth it. There's nothing that is worth it.
I disagree. I'd say it's worth almost anything. but-
I would say that it would be kind of a fun thing for sure. I can certainly flavor it, but as far as what would I?
I have an idea that
What's
I
your
know Braden
idea?
will go for.
What's
You may not like this idea. He gets to pick any one roll going forward that you make. You automatically fail.
Braden will like this because that's what he built his other character.
Exactly.
That is true.
Or, and I will pitch this to you, you trip, and you are prone.
Oh, I don't like the way he offered that.
Yes, JT pelts you with grenades.
After this turn, I assume.
It's
Yes.
a Farah. It's a Farah.
I will allow you to go 30 feet back more, but you trip on the hem of your dress and go prone.
It's a terrible idea, but I'll do it.
Okay. I will add an extra 15 points to the damage of this creature. Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Bellamy, or?
And then we also have the 12 from
I
the
already got
actual
that.
turn itself.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, as far as the flavoring goes on it, she's really getting pissed off at watching all of this unfold and having people that she cares about, in some kind of sense of the word, getting beat up by this thing. And when the depth charge hits, you kind of see veins of purple from where that hits connect to the constellations and like burn it on the inside for a second. And all of the constellations get brighter for a second. And yeah, that'll be her. Like cool flavoring thing. They smoke a little bit.
You kind of feel a gentle like of your power sort of glitching out a tiny bit. JT.
All right.
Back to the top of the round.
Top of the round. I'm going another 30 feet up. So I am 60 feet in the air, well out of range of this thing.
Okay.
Just straight down on top of it.
Cue the Azula. Jets out of the...
Shit. Can I make a reaction when he does that?
What reaction would you like to do?
To run?
To take all of the damage that this priest would otherwise have been taking.
I
But this is
literally
not the
just
priest.
thought
This
the
is just
exact
the
same
elemental.
thing.
Oh wait, he moved away
Yeah,
from the priest.
yeah.
Okay,
He
never
is
mind.
far. The
Yeah,
priest
no,
is just like
fine.
burnt on
The
the
priest is
like
unconscious.
30 feet back
Okay.
from the thing.
So that's 17
Just realized
points
this is-
Okay.
of
Might be a wrench in
damage
the explosions.
if it fails the con save.
But he's
Okay.
still on fire.
How do you want to do this, Keith? That 15 makes a lot of difference.
So it's just like thunk, and it's like it almost hears it as it.
Oh, sorry. I need to. You take 7 points of fire damage just because you're still on fire.
Because you're still on
Yeah,
fire.
Okay. So it's like it almost hears the thunk as it goes off, and it looks up, and it sort of
Just as it no
Gaping.
longer becomes blind,
as it no longer becomes blind,
as
it
the
looks
dust has
up,
burnt away.
the mouth open, and the grenade just sort of thunk right down into what would be its throat before it goes off.
Okay.
Takes its head off, and
As sort of like ribbons of fire just sort of trying to basically explode from the core of this thing's being.
Okay. The moment that goes off, everyone out of the tents. Everyone out of the tents, and I'm going to the father.
I was gonna do the same thing. 'Cause, he's still technically on fire.
Yeah, I'm putting him out.
JT fails.
Okay.
But first,
Yeah, but
first.
I don't know that.
I just
You tents, everyone out.
I currently have, because I remember I killed the thing. I got one of my grit points back. I currently have 3 grit points
Okay.
to play with. And I'm 60 feet in the air and still on fire.
The phoenix has risen. Run.
flee for your life.
So, JT,
Mm-hmm.
you're sort of looking down, proud of yourself, and you sort of pass out. You guys watch as
Oh hell!
60 feet from the ground, you take 25 points of damage.
How you doing?
Walk it off.
Pull yourself up by your
25, you say?
bootstraps
Yes.
or something.
Okay. JT is not looking good.
At least you healed him.
Yes, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Bellamy, currently you're kind of on the ground watching all of the fire and all that.
Ow!
We'll come back to that,
Uh-oh.
because right now we have some bigger problems.
Fair.
So, what's up?
What do you mean? I'm gonna go try and put fires out.
Yeah,
That's
well,
my
that's
idea.
Smart.
Prof looked directly at both of you and was like, "Get everybody out of the burning."
Is that
tents
half your
now."
hit points? I'll
Yeah.
make a constitution check.
Yeah. So this is just a con check or con save?
Con saving throw. Because this is what we do if you take half
DC
your
10.
hit points.
Okay. So if it's a save, that's an 18. If it's not a save and it's just a check, it is.
It's a saving throw.
It's a save.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're
You're
So
still
it's a
conscious.
17.
Still conscious.
Ow.
Putting out fires.
Mhm.
You take another 7 points of fire damage
And I'm dead.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh no.
because you have not put yourself on fire. So
Well, you're unconscious. Right?
Oh, no. I'm not. Hang
Dead.
on. Hang
You're
on.
just unconscious.
7, you said?
Yes.
7.
Barely alive.
Barely alive. How many?
Hey Keith, you should put out the fire.
But he's unconscious, he can't.
Well,
He's got one.
Well, hold on. He has to make a Constitution saving throw to stay conscious. So
It's
I'm
fine.
gonna run over and put out his fire as soon as I can stand
So I
up.
would stay conscious and start rolling to put
Okay,
fire.
you
I was
use your
gonna say,
action.
your con save, you have to roll higher than like a 3 and you're fine.
Yeah.
So
So it's
Alright. You guys are putting out fires. Everything's going on like that. Bellamy. You're watching the fires and the weird brain thing that you feel. You're in like a house. Someone's private library. You can see like bookshelves that are now caught on fire or anything. You see like a flaming timber has fallen from like the roof. You see kind of like where JT is, like on the ground. You see like someone's like unconscious. And you can see like something in your periphery. You hear like loud noises. You see like something in the corner. What would you like to do? You feel like you have some autonomy here.
I would like if it looks like something is about to fall on this unconscious person.
Like rafters have fallen down, but you can see the roof at any moment could collapse, and there's just this unconscious individual.
I'll go try and save the unconscious person.
All right, you go to grab the unconscious person and turn them over to see if they're all right. You can see like cut across the shoulder. You see this like bald man kind of has like a patchy, not a patchy, but like a very nice trimmed beard, sort of kind of like a mustache that's kind of like a little longer and little flared on the ends, sort of just like out cold. Probably got hit by the rafter that came down.
If I save your ass and you turn out to be evil, I'm gonna be so freaking mad. I'll just start dragging him out.
Okay.
Get him to safety.
You start dragging back, and you look back, and you can see the weird, crazy woman you saw before in that cobbled street. She sort of just got like these silver knives that she's just like throwing into that corner, and you can see if you look over the corner, just like this dark mass of something, just sort of there, just sort of dodging these knives. The one sort of Mary, will you help, please?
Let me get him. Let me just a sec.
Why are you talking like a southern woman?
Why are you calling me Mary? We're similarly odd here. All right. And then I guess whatever I have on me, I will. I don't know what I have on me, but I will try and use it. I might try and use my magic, actually.
You want to try and use your magic?
Yeah.
Okay, make 2 Eldritch Blast attacks.
Okay. Platypus down. Oh, that wasn't great. Plus 6, so a 10 and a 13.
The 13 will hit.
Oh, that's nice. Okay, and so that's gonna. Oh, is that right? Yeah. So that's 8 plus. Oh, I don't have hex up. What am I doing? So that's gonna be 13 points.
13 points, okay. You miss the first shot, but you hit with the second. The mass sort of like shrieks in pain before rushing at you guys. Rushing past you. The woman sort of just like slashing with one of the daggers, doing very, very little damage as the dark mass like shatters a glass window and just falls into like a street.
I'm gonna keep shooting at it if I can.
You head over to the window to try to figure out like where it is, and you just see cobbled streets, fogged everywhere. You don't see where it went.
Shit. Okay.
Mary, what did you just do?
I don't know. I tried to solve the problem.
You return back to the place you're just at, watching as your friends are like putting water over tents, trying to stop the fire. You see JT's has rolled over a tiny bit and is just sort of laying back.
Oh shit, hun. I'm gonna go over and tend to him first.
Okay.
Like, as long as everybody looks safe in there, I don't see anybody in immediate danger from the flames.
Yeah.
I will let them handle the flames, and I will try and handle JT.
Mm-hmm. You guys spend some time stopping the flames and all of that, so.
I have no healing, but I'm gonna try to
Comfort you.
yes, comfort you, like dress some of the wounds, like try and.
Ow. Oh,
Sorry.
it's all right. After about a minute, the wings out of my back sort of become just this like wisp of smoke and disappear.
You know, I've seen stranger than that, but I would love to have a conversation about those at some point.
Other people have been helping you as well. It's
I
just,
assumed.
so.
I've got the priest tied up.
Alright, you get the priest tied up.
I will make sure he's not in any immediate physical danger, but I'm
Bound, gagged, all
also
that.
tying him.
Yeah.
Yeah. No verbal or somatic components
Well,
here.
once the fires are out, I'm gonna come over with my horse and pick up the still unconscious priest and throw him over the back of my horse. Nice to see you're here, I suppose. Okay,
I wish
well,
I
nice to
wasn't.
see you're here.
We've got 2 of the angels riding for this town. They'll be here by morning.
Which ones?
The ones that you talked to, the lady and the sloth and lust.
Ah, fun.
I mean, I guess that's better than rage, wrath.
How do you know they're on their way here?
Because I had to circumvent them to get here before they did. They were posted up in the saloon in town before.
What happened?
I didn't actually find out all of the long-term effects for everyone there, but they made everybody real slothful, as you might imagine. Everyone was passing out, and then lust did something, messed with people's brains. As far as I can tell, they didn't actually hurt anyone. Once you were out of the radius of their stuff, you were okay. But I don't know if there were any further long-term effects or psychological effects. Anyway, they're riding this way. They'll be here by morning, although they're moving slow. Because, you know.
What time is it at this point?
Probably like 10 in the evening.
Well, let's go find a nice secluded spot to talk to our father.
JT 16 health back.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, once we are settled, is there anybody else that is in immediate,
Not
life-threatening danger?
I'm
Not
down
really.
a good bit, but
Okay,
I'm
then
still about half.
I can deal with our party in a minute. I was just checking on the people who are in the.
Nope, it
tents.
seems like everyone, unlike most folk just nope and run away. So, well, they nope, grab all of their gold and then nope away.
Okay, yeah. Once we are settled, I can start working on some of you while we talk.
Should probably go get your horse then.
Yep. Where do you want me to meet you all?
We'll come grab. I mean, we'll follow you.
Go
Okay,
together,
then
yeah.
let's go. My horse is down that way.
We will mount up, and I imagine we'll go find a not very far out of town, but just a little more secluded than in the middle of
him out.
all the ashes of the. Preferably somewhere near water.
Okay.
I will start a small fire and start boiling water and bandages.
By the way, lesson learned. I will communicate more clearly next time. There were many things that were learned in a big hurry this last go round, and I shall take note of those. I will choose my words more cautiously.
Who's the most hurt here? Probably JT by a fair bit.
Oh yes.
So I'm going to make you sit down, and I'm going to start wrapping, and then I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out some herbs from my alchemist kit.
I want jacket.
Armor.
Oh, his jacket?
Yes.
I don't know that I want you to have his jacket.
That's a good point.
We'll see what happens. I have some suspicions about what might be going on. But,
We should take jacket.
well, right now he's tied up
Yeah.
and gagged.
Mm.
So I'm a little less worried about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna heal JT here. that was the wrong die. Where's the right die? It is. So you will get 3 plus 3, and then healing plus
There's just
5.
like all kinds of like blisters on my
11 hit points back. And I can do that again. 9, 10, and then another 14 after that. That's my... And then I can do just some minor, like, medicine work. The medicine skill on everybody else.
So, are we ready to interrogate our...
Before you wake him up, I can wake him up. I've got some smelling salts in my bag. Before you wake him up, what on earth did I walk into?
What part are you confused about?
The part where there's an apparent... Well, is he even apparently a priest?
As far as we know, he's a priest.
Well, can I tell that by looking at him?
He's got a priest collar.
Okay. So why was a priest calling down hellfire on you all?
Great question.
Oh, okay, so we don't actually know.
Nope.
Yeah, so
Got it.
figure that
We were hunting the Flames of the Phoenix gang.
Okay.
And we had heard that they were setting fires. We got some information about which tent was about to be set on fire, and now you're all caught up.
He did scream that
The servants
all
of...
heretics of greed
Yeah.
must burn. So I'm gathering some kind of a counter angel misguided strangeness.
Anyway, so if we're ready for this, I'm gonna stand him up and be like, here, hold him, tie him around the tree, and I'm gonna go get a bucket of water.
Oh, I have smelling
Are
salts.
you gonna check to see what he's got on him, or just...
No, not yet.
Okay.
I mean, we have him bound, and I'm tying him to a tree. I'm not too worried about it right now.
What if he's got something that he can use to teleport out with?
That's fine. I can track him.
Oh.
You wake him up?
Fair
Well, I'm
question.
gonna get a bucket of water and douse him and see if that wakes him up. Then we can use your smelling salts. But if the man uses fire, I'd like to make sure we are all very wet.
You dump water. Heretics!
Good. We're still in the... I'm gonna look at... Does he still look very lacking emotion?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What makes you say that?
Greed. You're all here for greed.
I mean, I would argue we're here for justice first, greed
yeah.
secondly, maybe.
Yeah, I think you seem to have a bit of a misunderstanding happening, Sugar.
He just starts muttering verses under his breath.
I'm gonna try and do his eyes look weird in any way? Are we...
Make an insight check.
Because the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Not a bang.
18.
18.
Do I think that this is the actual father, or do I think that he's possessed or enchanted or something?
You believe this is the actual father. I don't know much about the culture that you would know this, but you get the feeling that this is an individual that just doesn't have emotions.
Okay.
Oh, we call ourselves sociopath.
Yeah, it's a sociopath. And he is just quoting Bible verses under his breath.
It seems strange to me that a father would be working for a bandit gang that's stealing gold, particularly one so against greed.
I don't steal the gold for profit. I steal it so that the wicked may not have it.
So
for the glory
you
of God.
are stealing the gold. You are
I do
taking
what
the gold.
I do what the Lord commands.
So, yes, you take the gold when you burn the tents.
I do what the Lord commands.
All right, so here's the deal here, Father. If you don't answer our questions accurately and honestly and with the specificity we require, you will be hung for all of these crimes.
And potentially damned. I'm gonna sort of like peek out because I don't know what the mythology in this world regarding vampires is, but in a lot of mythologies, if you're a vampire, you lose your soul. So I will also just sort of show my teeth a little bit.
Okay.
Now, if you are working with another group of individuals, then perhaps all of these crimes do not fall solely upon your head. But as we are here to arrest the Flames of the Phoenix Gang, if you're not going to answer us honestly, I can only assume that you were the ringleader and therefore this is all your fault, and we will haul you back to town where you will be hanged. You want to change your tune at all, or does that sound great to you?
He's just saying Bible verses under his breath.
Do I bite him first or second?
I mean...
How hungry are you feeling?
How peckish.
I feel like the real question here is, do we kill him and take the corpse back, or let them hang him in town? Because I do believe we were told dead or alive. As long as the problem goes away.
I am concerned about the fire bit.
I know.
And the town's ability to handle that. So I
And
think
for a supposedly religious and honest man, he does not seem particularly interested in being honest with us or defending or explaining his position, besides claiming that he does it for the glory of God. But as far as I can tell, he's just as greedy as anyone else here.
Absolutely.
He's offered us no reason to trust that he is actually a man of God. So
Plays straight into that whole wrath thing pretty well, based on what I can see. Like, I can kind of gather the like, okay, I'm stealing the gold bit. Like, okay. But, like, burning things to the ground over and over
one
again.
would assume, as a priest, as a learned man, a man with compassion, he would have more defense for himself than refusing to answer the questions of lawful bounty hunters sent here by the law to mete out justice.
Yeah.
does he react at all to the threat from
Make an
Prof.
insight check.
I was going to say, I think we're all making the... Like, this is all in front of him to try and see
kind
if
of
we can
persuasion,
elicit
intimidation.
22.
22.
Oh, sorry, wrong thing. Sorry, insight, not intimidation. Sorry, actually only 13.
Only 13. It's hard to read an emotionless individual. You're not sure.
Okay. Yeah, maybe not worth it then.
You know, change your tune at all? Your Bible verses are great, but you, as the people sent here to mete out justice, you are not giving us any other options than to assume you are solely to blame for all of this.
Let me ask the table. You can raise your hand if you want. Of all of you, who do you think of you guys has actually read the current world's Church of Humanity's Bible?
Not mine. Not me.
Probably.
Okay. Make a religion check then, as you listen to him babble.
No, my religion
17.
is not
17.
great. But I rolled a 17, so it's an 18.
A 17 and a 17 and a
18 and 17.
18,
Yeah.
17. Okay. As you're listening to him talk, he's using weird terminology that's not in the Bible. Like, his wings will wrap around you and save you from eternal damnation. His feathers shall cover the earth to protect us from great evils. His eyes are always watching the night of evil where it lurks.
Curiosity, sugar. What god is it that you profess to?
The one that watches us all.
Okay, so that's like pretty much every mythology ever. So which one?
He just starts rambling again.
Man, I hate these people. That's
Do you have any sedatives?
not the. I mean,
How
yes.
did he describe that again?
The one who watches.
The one who watches. His wings shall cover
As a
us all.
player,
His
from
feathers
what
shall...
I know about this world, that does not sound like what the Church of Humanities
Yeah, no.
is
No.
about.
I
With
was
your
likening
17
it
and
to
your
the-
18, he seems to be madly rambling about something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
Well,
I
my brain
tell
was
that
going
this-
to the guy on the hill.
Can I tell if this guy is like, is he acting like he's brainwashed?
Sure. Make either an insight, a meta, or a medicine.
I'm making a medicine check. Oh. It's a 21.
21, okay. How closely do you examine him?
I mean, I'm not like right up in the circle of the people that are interrogating him, so I'm watching him fairly closely.
Okay.
But I'm also kind of sort of still recovering a
You
bit.
don't want to get too close?
Don't want to get too close because I'm you know, I'm still hurting here.
Okay.
So maybe, I mean, I'm watching him. I will leave it up to you. I'm down 12 hit points, so I'll leave it up to you how clearly I'm thinking right now, especially with the recent, especially with my recent like break with reality.
Okay. You're looking at him, and everyone else is kind of talking and all that, and you're just listening to him talk about what he's trying to say, and you start to catch two things.
Okay.
One, occasionally you'll catch like the smallest glint, as like whenever he looks at you, you catch like the smallest glint. For example, if you kind of like look in my eyes, you can like gently see there's sort of the reflection of the lights above us.
Right.
One is very prominent, and it looks like currently just under half a moon.
Okay, with that same roll, I don't know if it would be the same roll or if it would be something else. Do I think there's anything that might break this possession? Like if he experienced intense enough pain unexpectedly, would he be able to break the grip?
This brings us on to our second thing that you see. You see he's having a hard time catching his breath talking, because his like breath is getting like shorter and shorter. He's having a hard time breathing right now.
Okay. What do
He might have just been tied up poorly.
Yeah.
But
do I feel like it's because I know what I think JT's brain is going towards, and so I will ask again. Do I think that a sudden influx of like sharp pain that he's not expecting might break the hold of whatever this thing is?
This is a great time to point out, you know, that we've already lit the man on fire. And that didn't...
Perhaps. Like, small, sharp pain might do it.
Yeah. Okay. So JT's going to stand up from where he is. He's going to take one quick stride over before you guys can do anything. He's going to pull his pistol, grab his hand, and shoot a finger off.
Okay.
JT!
Okay.
I am staunching the blood.
Okay. With a natural 20. Very nice on his part. You watch as, like, the father sort of just, like, continues to talk, and he's like, as you watch as that, like, emotionless thing just
comes off
of him, and he just, like, looks at you all, like, what?
All right. Nicely done.
Keep pressure.
I was just say, I'll cast Cure Wounds on him and see if that does anything. Nope. And he dies, I assume.
He does.
Maybe not so nicely done.
No pulse. Would you like to medically examine him real quick?
I mean, I'll have to untie him first and put him on the ground.
He's dead. That's it.
Yeah.
I will assist.
I will start, the autopsy cuts.
Oh, you're autopsying him. Okay. You're gonna get a lot more. You're gonna get a lot more than I thought you were going to. Okay.
Yeah, because clearly something big is wrong.
Then make your medicine check at advantage. What are the rest of you doing as the medical examining starts?
I'm gonna go back to where I was and just sit down.
I'm gonna turn away.
Add 5. Actually, You don't have to roll, but put it to 15.
JT, next time you're going to do something like that, a heads up would be appreciated.
Yeah. So
not to hit to me.
You don't have to roll, but put your current number at 15.
If I give heads up, you stop.
Fair.
Huh. Well, this does present some difficulties later on anyway. I can be your assistant if you...
I was already going to assist him since
I mean, the three of you can help as well.
Yeah,
As I say, as I am also
I'll let
skilled
the
in
DC
medicine.
be lowered a little bit as you guys all help. So
Cool. Yeah, I'll give a shot. I am morbidly curious, aside from which, so you know. Scratch that weird brain itch of mine.
So, natural 20 for 28.
okay. Just because I want the reveal to be nice. Where do you start?
So it seemed like he expired, so we're starting here. Like, I'll do my initial incision so that I have access, and then we'll open up the neck, because that's clearly where the last vestiges of whatever escaped.
Okay. So, opening up, lungs look a little weird.
Okay, we'll come back to that. And we're going to check the larynx and in and around the vocal box as well.
You open his mouth, and you see, at the very far back, you see kind of like a little point poking out from the back of his throat.
I'm going to, check the back of his head.
That ain't normal, is it?
No.
Nope.
No.
Didn't think so.
Okay, we're going to cut the muscle here. We're going to dislocate the
Mhm.
jaw. And we're going to pop that open.
Yeah.
I want to take a good look.
You look, and you're taken aback slightly. Take you have tweezers, or little tweezers of some tongs you have medically. You grab that little point,
Chompers.
and you pull out about this long a white feather.
I set that on the ground next to him. Nobody touch that. We're going to keep going.
As you continue going, you can see tiny little feathers that are just have grown out from the inner part of the throat, continuing to go down. As soon as you get to the lungs, filled with feathers.
He probably shouldn't have been alive before he died.
That would...
You
That tracks.
kind of start looking at the lungs. You kind of open them up.
Yeah.
Growing from the inside, like how feathers would, his entire lungs are just filled with feathers that have just grown in. Like how feathers would grow inside on the back of a duck or whatever, but just inside his lungs.
So we're gonna open up his head. So, pardon everyone. I know this is a little on the gruesome side. We're gonna take, and I'm gonna use the obsidian knife. We're gonna go and pull the main bone there, or I guess bone sets there. We're gonna pull those open. Check out his brain.
Brain seems fine.
Okay. Go ahead and put those back. And then I guess we'll continue further.
All you find
The
through
only
your-
strangeness
is
okay.
the feathers.
Yeah, no, he probably should not have been alive regardless.
That would explain why he died.
Yes.
Yeah, he
I'm
was
gonna
being sustained
get a
by
sack
something
out and
else.
put a couple of the, without touching them, put a couple of the feathers in the sack.
Okay.
Close the sack.
Would you like to do a nature check on
Sure.
the feather?
I rolled a 1 for a 2 total.
I'm actually going to do some checks on those in a minute, which is why I said nobody touch that specific one.
Right.
So when I get around to discovering that there's nothing else there, I want to actually take and cut along. I'll use my obsidian knife for this one, and heavy gloves. And I want to cut along there because usually there's veins that run through those.
Through what?
Through the feather, through the base of the feather. I want to check inside there and see, does it look like it was receiving normal blood flow like you would see from a...
Yeah.
Ugh. So not only was he... Ugh.
I assume you took his clothes off before you started doing all of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I'm gonna check his jacket.
Yeah, I'm not checking pockets or anything. I'm doing the medical part. Are any of you familiar with this gentleman?
Nope.
Okay, so we don't know if he has any family, next of kin.
Not that we know here.
All right.
Yeah, like we knew of him, and that was about it.
Okay.
And then I'll just continue with the basic
Are you-
autopsy.
So you checked his.
Checked his jacket, nothing in it.
So
and
do you
I'll
want
just
to check what he had on him?
Yes, please.
He had a rosary.
Okay.
He has a Bible, a couple of just like small little like trinkets that don't mean anything. He does have what looks like a small glass marble about that big. That looks like an iris of just white.
Does it look like somebody's fake eye?
It could be like someone's fake eye.
Okay.
But you are unsure. If you just thumb through the Bible, it is heavily written in of just like greed, heretics, fire, burn everything. The feathers will protect us. Over what is already written in the Bible in just like big dark words.
I'll hand you the Bible.
We're still
Are
gonna
you
have to...
holding on to his jacket?
I am
assume?
holding onto his jacket.
As you're finishing up your autopsy. So I'm thinking we should go into town tonight and search through any belongings he had in town to see. My concern right now is determining if he was the only individual involved or if there's more since we came here to stop it.
Yeah.
I'd also like to get this done before our two friends potentially make a stop in town. That being said, I'm not comfortable with you holding on to that jacket. You already have a propensity to fly off and chaotically do your own thing, and I feel even less comfortable with that when I can't see you.
What about that flying off bit? That was a different kind of a strange stunt. When that, like, wait,
It's new. Haven't always been able to do that.
I'll have some questions for you later.
So looping back around,
sorry.
I would be more comfortable if you would let someone else hold on to that jacket.
Like who?
Anyone else who I'm not worried about them losing their mind and blowing me up. It's already bad enough. It'd be even worse if I can't always see where you are.
I can be invisible.
I can teleport away, so I don't think I'm like.
And it doesn't have to be a person who's going to necessarily use the jacket. I just would be more comfortable knowing that I don't have to also worry about you becoming invisible and trying to blow things up on occasion without me knowing.
Really glad. Just under his breath, he's like, "I'm really glad I didn't actually bite him."
So are you willing
Oh yeah.
to let someone else hold on to that jacket?
You can use it whenever. I mean, maybe not.
We probably just need to discuss
Depends
it
on
first.
again. I am willing to let JT being a loose cannon sometimes is fine, but I don't want to also not be able to find him and not know if I'm within the blast radius.
I think that's probably a good idea. Like, you do tend to combust when you get too upset. And when I
Okay.
say that, I mean it in the literalist sense. It's fair.
Make good points. If we ever disband, call dibs.
Sure. Okay.
I'm digging a hole.
In the tent?
Why? We have to take him back with us.
This strikes me as some sort of a magical infection. I don't want it to spread potentially
Which
to anyone
is
else.
why we have to take the body with us and not bury it in the ground.
That is why you bury things or burn them. If you would prefer to burn it, I am fine with that as well.
Two things. One, someone who might know more about what's going on might need to be able to look at the body. Two, we don't bring back the body, we don't have any proof we caught anybody, we don't get paid our bounty. So while I agree we need to take precautions, you leave the body, we don't get paid for it. And it seems if your concern is spreading an infection, burying it in the ground here, I'm going to look at the river that we are specifically by in case there's
I
fire.
forgot about the river.
Maybe not here.
I forgot
Also,
about the river.
If
I
we're worried about
apologize.
spreading infection, I feel like we are all already in the unsafe zone.
Right. But then taking it back to the tent town.
Are we going back to the tent town?
I don't know what you all were doing in the tent town.
I mean, I think we have to go
We
back
were-
through it regardless.
We have to go back to search his belongings and try and determine. Now, we don't need to necessarily bring the body into town with us, but we need to hold on to it.
okay.
And I think we may know some people back towards Timber Pine who might have a better idea what's going on, but they might need to see what we're dealing with.
Okay, so we need to set up something to carry his body on, preferably that doesn't involve it laying across one of our horses, yes?
Or we just need to secure it and wrap it up enough that it's...
Yeah,
and
but
then
not
we
like...
can-
Yeah.
Make it look like a big old, carpet roll or something.
Yeah.
As we're getting that ready, I will look back at
I'm sure it is.
memories and try to come up with a Catholic or whatever rite for the dead and try to recite it.
I will pull out the tarps that I assume I brought specifically for the occasion of rolling up bodies to bring back proof. Wrap him up.
All right.
But yeah, my big concern is determining if this was him alone or if there are other members of his set things on fire gang. Also, there may be other things in his possessions, in his tent or whatever that may indicate, because I'm not a Church of Humanities people, but this does not seem like their
I'd say it is not.
belief or
No,
ideology.
it is
So,
not.
nor does it scream of any of the entities we've previously encountered, except for maybe one, but that doesn't seem right.
I can't decide. See, they called it, he said something about the one who watches over us. That man certainly watches. And he paints what was happening ahead of time. But what if he was commanding what was happening ahead of time?
I mean, it's possible, but all his wings. Okay, correct. I don't remember Braden. As a player, I know who that person was.
Yes.
What entity that was.
Mhm.
Did we as characters piece that together?
I mean, do you feel like your characters would piece that together? Having all the knowledge your character has, do you think you would be able to...
I don't remember if there was anything in our encounter that was any of the hallmarks that we knew were associated with
There
it.
was.
Okay.
Okay.
It was talking about the orange irises.
Exactly. Okay, that's what I was like. I was pretty sure that we'd
And
seen
you were
that.
told by Habel, the eagle statue,
Yep.
that the person referring to with the orange irises was a spirited entity called Lunaris.
Yeah. This doesn't. It's from everything we've been told about him. The whole feathers, wings, burn great. That doesn't really seem like how he operates.
I mean, that wasn't how he looked when we saw him anyway, but I don't
Well,
know.
I just mean like what we've heard about him. None of that is associated with
that's
him. So
true.
I'm not confident that there could be a connection. I'm not confident there is
That's
yet.
fair, that's fair.
I'd like to talk to the people who might know more.
Oh, certainly. Absolutely.
So this would also be a great time to point out, if we find anything in his belongings, be careful in case something he had will cause a similar transformation.
I will hand out thin leather gloves to everybody.
So be careful reading things. If you see something and you feel enchanted or entranced by it, say something.
See something, say something.
And hopefully we can get this done before our friends show up.
Do we want to try to warn people off?
I don't
I
think
got the impression that was not going to work.
You have not been here long enough. It will not matter. This entire town is solely for people to come, get their gold, hide their gold. The extent of law enforcement in this town was 6 people who've taken it upon themselves to be the neighborhood watch. You may have noticed all the people, when tents lit on fire, they grabbed their gold and ran away. That's about the extent of what I would expect from these people. I don't expect them to do anything because their gold's here. They might think we're trying to trick them into some sort of...
Like, Preacher Man was not incorrect in saying that this is definitely a place where greed is prevalent and drives the common behaviors.
That is not wrong.
Now, the whole, like, burning stuff to the ground thing, a bit much, but...
Anyway. So, we're all ready?
Okay. You guys take some time talking to a couple people, and you eventually are pointed in the direction of where Father Gerard's gotta write that down better. Father Gerard's tent is.
Just keep imagining the father is Gerard Butler as Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah, that's absolutely my...
And you find his tent kind of bigger than the others, not by much, but it's one of the ones where, like, you could stand comfortably up.
Is there any kind of, like, a lectern? Like, was he giving sermons here, or...?
Not that you see.
Okay. Well, I want to make sure that I can keep eyes on whatever horse has his body.
Mm-hmm.
So I will step in, but only be in places where I can actively see the horse with the body.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk in and just start doing an investigation.
Yeah, we just start searching through everything.
Walking
the
in,
man's dead,
the
so
tent
open everything.
the tent is
search through it all.
very dark. So.
Oh, well, why don't you
you
light a
wanna
candle?
light a little
lamp.
You light a lamp.
I've got a bullseye lantern if anybody wants to use it.
You
Sure.
see, I'm gonna go through this real quick. You see a small cot, a little like shanty table, that has a couple of just like books and papers and all of that, and a giant steamer trunk off to the far corner. On one side of the tent, you see, made of sticks, small bits of string or little straps of leather, just sort of combined into this amalgamated shrine. And you can see, with like wings spread, you see a desiccated bird corpse, just
great.
sort of built as sort of this weird shrine.
Oh.
See, that's why I said be careful touching things. Is there anything other than the shrine? Is there any objects placed underneath it, like offerings or anything?
That's what you like immediately see. Let's do some investigation checks to see how thorough you guys are.
Oh, that's not too shabby.
I'm gonna set the DC at 15.
No.
18. No.
You're still hurting.
Yeah, I'm still very much hurt.
18.
16.
16.
Natural 20 for 22.
Okay.
Very nice.
Good
GT,
job.
you're still a little
Yeah,
shaken
still
up a little bit.
Not with it.
The main things you'll find is the papers on the desk, the shrine, and then the steamer trunk. You guys can, Jared, pick first. Which of those three locations would you like to
Oh, the
investigate?
trunk.
You go for the trunk. Danny, which...
I'm a morbid bitch, so the shrine.
The shrine, so leaving you with the desk. So let's start with the desks, to the desk. You go over there, you can see just like papers, and it's just like mad ramblings and all that. You just see that there's like a journal.
I will take that and leaf through it.
Right, you start leafing through it, starting... do you start at the beginning or the end?
The beginning.
Start at the beginning. You see very nice handwriting. Father Gerard talking about coming to the West, try and fulfill the Church of Humanity's purpose, which is sort of unity and communion of all life. This is the first time I think you would find out that they don't worship a god per se. It's more like a community union thing of just people, not like they worship a higher being or anything like that. Going through, he talks about all that sort of stuff, just like for the first 6 months, he's just talking about, helping out, just trying to, do sermons and all that. And then it hits to a point where the drawings, the writing just shifts dramatically.
And this is at
Like,
about the 6 month mark?
At the 6 months mark. Oh, well, 6 months of him doing stuff, and then there's not even a date at that point. The last date was maybe like three months ago, which is about the time the fire starting began. And that's when it just shifts, like, differently. He just talks, and it's very much like the ramblings in the Bible and all that, just like, his wings shall protect us, he's always watching, the heretics of greed, and just like, you begin to feel like he got mad somehow, and just for like three what you assume maybe like 3 months worth of mad ramblings that are in the rest of the journal, and it's just like repeats of the same thing, like heretics of fire and like his wings shall protect us and take us new, and it's messed up.
Gotcha. Okay, I will hold on to the journal, but that's...
Danny, you go to the shrine. It's kind of like set on like a little pile of stuff, kind of like rocks that have been built a little bit to make like sort of the desk platform of the shrine. Anything you were looking for specifically?
I'm trying to, it's more of a vibes thing. I'm open-minded to looking at all of these things and kind of taking in if there are unusual bits and bobs. But since I don't actually know what this weird religion is that he has thrown himself into, if it even is one, and not just like a singular hallucination, although the man was stuffed with feathers, so I'm inclined to not think that that's the case.
Okay.
I am taking in...
You'd like to vibe check the shrine.
Vibe check and see, like, I do want to take notes. I'll actually take notes on this. Of the specific items used to construct it and whatnot, so that I can kind of see if maybe there's special symbolism in things that they might be.
So you see like willow branches have sort of been wrapped around to make sort of like the circular shrine bit, and then just other sticks have just been used to like make like a weird pattern using like as you're getting closer, it's like dried in animal intestines that have been used as like the wrappings, as it's sort of just, and then of course there's the bird with the spread wings, just sort of just long desiccated corpse of a bird, long dead.
Specific bird?
Make a nature check.
Oh, that's pretty good. Where's my nature? 19?
19? It appears to be an owl.
How dare
It says see me from another universe.
It's a shrine to the evil Scarfs the owl. I've heard of this phenomenon.
The vibe you get is like it's watching you.
And this was almost like set up with the intent of almost being like an oculus to the person he is serving, maybe?
It's hard to maybe. But like the head's sort of in a position where the empty sockets now sort of just like look forward.
Well, that's real creepy.
It is worth remembering the last time I played, I think, Danny, you were the other one to catch the massive amount of...
Like owls, specifically, as we headed towards the witch's place.
Yep.
Interesting.
Clarence.
Yeah.
You head over to the steamer trunk, open it up, and it's got that like top where there's the two compartments that kind of lift up, You can see just on the top, there's the sort of just like general clothes, socks, like backup shirt and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
The second scene that immediately hits you is a terrible smell of like decay.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, it's
dear.
the body of the real Father Gerard.
Yep. I'll keep her going. Tentatively. Yeah.
You want to take the top bits off of where?
Yeah.
Okay. You take those off, and underneath those two, you see a desiccated body of something.
Prof, I'm not good with bones and partial skins
What did
and
you do?
such. Can you identify this?
Well, step over.
Mhm.
Can I? From there, will I be able to see the horse? Because that's a big deal.
I'll allow you.
Okay, so I will step over. Whew. What did you? Ugh. All right. At a quick glance, can I tell what this is from?
Make either a nature or medicine check.
Okay. Either one.
Push it at 15, right?
8 plus 7. Is that 15?
It is.
Yeah,
How much?
15.
15? Okay.
Thank you, Lance.
You're
This looks like the corpse of a 7-foot tall owl.
That's a big owl.
Yeah, it is.
Let's.
Well, let me
close
be
this up.
more specific. 7-foot tall owl man
Oh, great.
Let's
that has
close
long been
this, please.
decayed.
Can I have those back?
It's all yours, yeah.
I'm closing it. Ooh.
That was ripe. What you guys got cooking over there? I don't want none of it.
I will actually go ahead and. Would you help me take this out by the horse?
Yeah, absolutely.
What'd you find?
The remains of something that shouldn't exist. I'll tell you in a second. Go ahead and
Fun.
finish your looking.
Great. That bodes well for us. What else is in there?
That
All
seems
of
to
it.
be
That was
it.
it.
I'll
come out.
I'll help Clarence carry
Yeah,
the trunk.
I'll come out. So I assume now we've sort of gone through. I'll be like, all right, journal. Whatever it was that happened to him happened about 6 months ago.
I would like to question people, but I also worry about our time frames.
What's in the box?
That I've been asking that for years.
I will need to lay it out to be sure, but at a glance, it looked like an owl if an owl was 7 feet tall.
That.
I need to lay it out to be sure because it is all crammed into a box,
Huh.
but it was done with whatever flesh attached still. Flesh, intestines. It's going to be rancid wherever we do this.
That is interesting. What'd you find?
An owl body, not a big one, is the thing that's making that there weird. It looks like almost it was arranged to be looking at you, very specifically.
Like at just anyone, or was it
In the
looking at anything
direction.
specifically in the room?
You know, that's a fair question. Is it looking at something specific in the room?
Just like facing generally.
Okay, good. It was not
Ow.
constructed to keep watch over the box with the remains.
No, maybe more just keep over it. Almost. I can only assume intent, right? I don't know. But with how it's arranged, it would not surprise me if it was supposed to symbolize it looking out and keeping watch over the room at large. But it is
Sure.
not directional enough for me to think it was arranged to look
Bryn,
at
I
that
assume
thing.
I've never encountered this weird owl religion of watching.
Make a nature or religion check.
You couldn't have picked something that used wisdom, huh? Had to be only things that use
unfortunately, well, you're basically trying to pull information you would know.
Well, that's a 14.
A 14. I mean, symbolically, owls are known for their wisdom, intelligence, always like predators of the night.
Mm-hmm.
Can't think of any like specific religious thing.
So any of you encountered a strange religion or cult that centered around the weird owl thing that watches us?
Would I know of anything from home that fits that description?
Make a either history or nature check, or nature or history, or religion or
Or nature?
nature or religion.
Nope. I don't keep my ears open enough. I play piano.
That's 11.
No. Other than you like wisdom and intelligence.
Oh,
so.
okay.
No.
I'm assuming I don't.
You can roll if you want.
Yeah, it's not gonna be good. 6 plus
What, 11?
Intelligence? 11.
11. Yeah. Once again, no.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Alright, well. Unfortunately, I think we can't leave just yet. However, I do not want to remain in town. I think we maybe need to go back up, maybe on the bluff where our friend was. I want to keep watch over the town for a couple more days and see if any more fires start, because I don't know of any other way to be certain that there weren't other conspirators in this. I was hoping
Wasn't
maybe...
there a gang?
They said there was a gang, but when we got here and we asked around, people knew that this gang supposedly existed. Nobody knew anything other than they set fires and took the gold during the fire. Nobody knew anything about like where the gang might be, how many people were in it. So it could have just been the one man. There could be others.
Want to see how painting changed.
Fair.
If painting changed.
But I think from up there we should probably be outside the range of our
Yeah.
angel friends unless they are intentionally coming this way on our behalf. And we can keep watch and see. And if no more fires show up in the next couple days, then we probably got them. And if they do, then there's probably more. But other than that, I can't think of any way of tracking down more of this, whatever it is.
Take horses up?
Yeah, and we'll need to take the trunk back with us. Because whatever, even if we weren't going to go through it ourselves, for anybody to figure out what this is, they probably need that.
So, since I've got the biggest horse, I imagine we'll strap it to mine.
You guys head up to the ridge and make camp. Once you get up there, you don't see no telescope, no painting,
It's all gone.
It seems to be all gone.
That tracks for that guy. We came up here because we heard there was a painter up here. And we talked to him. And he had paintings of all of the terrible, like anytime somebody died or there was a fire, all the stuff. And he said that he saw it in the future and talked a lot with Bellamy. And then he, if I remember right, jumped off the cliff and disappeared. We're pretty sure that we met Lunaris, the orange iris thing that the bird warned us about.
Yeah, from the tree. The crystal tree. Okay.
Yep, pretty sure that was him.
Huh.
That's how we knew what tent was going to be lit on fire that night, because he had a painting of it.
Well, that's exciting.
Yep, but clearly he has packed up and gone home.
I wonder if we find another town with all kinds of disaster in it, if he'll be there too.
Maybe. But we can sit here and keep watch over the town just to see if any more fires break out. And I don't know, maybe if Sloth and Lust come through the town and do something with it.
I love waiting.
I would I would assume we probably need to avoid getting into an altercation with them.
Yeah. Especially with the two of them.
But hopefully they are also not here for us.
I mean, they left maybe, so I assume.
Right. I'm hoping it is just a coincidence and they're not here specifically to find us, so they will just keep on going.
Okay. You guys set up camp, watching the town. And as the night progresses, you get rest. But just somewhere in the back of your minds, you just get the sneaking suspicion that you were just being watched. I think we'll end that episode right there for today.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us, and we will be back the next time for another episode of Derringers and Desperadoes. Just as a reminder, these are now YouTube exclusives, so be sure you are watching for the YouTube notifications that they are now available. So if you're over here watching us, good on you, thank you. Be sure you hit like and subscribe so that you know when new content becomes available. We do also have our regular live streams still going on, so be sure that you check our Discord server so that you know when all of that is happening. We are going to wrap it up here, take us a quick break. We'll be back to do another recording shortly, but you guys will have to wait until it drops on YouTube to see the next episode. So until then, do remember that one? No, this one. It's been a long day already. Until the next time, do remember. I don't even know that we've got a catchphrase.
We do.
No, we keep talking
it was
about it.
Happy trails.
Oh.
Happy trails.
Right. So
And
until
you
next
just
time,
said that and we were good.
next time, happy trails, and we'll see you on the next episode of Derringers and Desperadoes. Good night, everybody.
Bye.